What's going on, football fans? Welcome back. It's your boy Lolo. I'm in the basement because it's Friday night and it's time for happy hour. Let me welcome in my first happy hour guest because, you can't be at the bar alone. Let's bring in Mr. Mark, who's super happy right now about his Wolves winning some game. I don't know. We're not going to mention.
Oh, please. We beat you guys.
Shut up.
We
Okay.
beat Leeds.
Shut up.
We beat Chelsea. We beat Tottenham. We just can't beat the shitty teams.
Well, welcome.
But that's okay because the Wolves are back.
Yeah, we'll see.
Wolves are back,
we'll see.
Premier League fans.
We'll see. Well, welcome everybody to the Premier League Happy Hour Live. This is our show, our chance to show you guys what we miss most about being out at the pub, being out at the bar, which is talking football with our mates, our friends, talking smack, only half knowledgeable, but full of attitude. And the
only thing you're missing is the bar tab.
Yeah, and now it's all cheaper because you buy your drinks over at the CVS or something. So cheers, Mark. Happy hour.
Hey, thank you.
And
thank you.
It's kind of early for us. It's only 7, so that's actually happy hour. But we actually got a friend in right now who's in England, and it's midnight over there. He's done put his kids to sleep. So let's bring in Mr. Terry. Terry, what's going on, man? Should we be quiet?
Nah, it's all good. I've put the headphones in so they can't hear, mate. It's all good.
Look at you looking like Jack Grealish.
Yeah, well, no, see, he pulled the top knot down.
He just needs the headband.
I'll go for Luke Ayling, mate, when he took his hair down.
Now you get the Luke Ayling. Now you're the Luke Ayling.
He's got the Luke Ayling.
I was going for the Ayling when he scored against Huddersfield when he took the hair down.
He throws it up. Da, da, da.
Exactly.
So everybody, if you don't know Terry's from Only Football Fans. It's a fantastic podcast that has a bunch of friends from a bunch of different teams. They have a lot of fun together and they talk football. And so they've been doing good shit. I'm trying to steer it away from you having to talk to that guy who's above you, this guy. This Leeds fan. I saw that you were in some of the comments during our post match. Is there anything that you want to say to Mark?
Oh, mate, I don't even know where to begin. Like, Jesus, twice you've done us now. Twice with lucky breaks. The first game with the deflection, and this time with Christ. How unlucky was Melier with that? I know, man. Like, it was a great run and a great shot from Traore, but just
he put some smoke on it.
Yeah. Well, Mark was talking. He's very happy and very proud. So I don't think there's enough ganging up on him. So let's bring in another Leeds fan. We got this kid in the Bronx. This is John.
Hey.
That's awesome.
He's representing the New York Whites. So look out, New York
Where's
Whites.
my Philly people? Where's
Hey,
my
John.
New York people? Get on the show. We're going to bring you in next week.
What's going on, John?
Points.
Bronx.
Well, Mark might have gotten the 3 points, but we have the 3 Leeds fans. So
the three Leeds fans. Well,
I
no.
think Lolo's
Yeah,
a little.
I'm still Arsenal. I'm still Arsenal. James will be back. He's just walking the dogs, which he doesn't have dogs. Walking the dogs just means pouring
He's
3
having a
different bottles
Newcastle.
of something. and
yeah,
he
the
drinks
struggle
it.
is real. Not only were Leeds unable to score, but I finally found a bodega in this quite random area, the East Bronx where I'm at, and they don't have any beer. No
What?
beer at all. So I'm unfortunately gonna have to do this sober. Yeah, this
Oh,
place.
man.
Let's shame them. Corner of 3rd Avenue and 148th. Don't go there. They have no beer.
Are bars and pubs open over in the States now?
Oh no, they are. It's just all a matter of which one you go to, because some they might be owned by people that don't believe in having alcohol and tobacco and whatnot. So
Right. Yeah.
it's fucking
Unlucky, yeah.
very unlucky.
But,
You just have to
We've
keep
got
on your
no
travels.
pubs. We've got no pubs open over here, man.
Oh, we don't either.
No,
Oh,
we
do you
do.
not have nothing, no?
We do. We do.
They
You can sit
New York
outside and
just
drink.
opened it.
You can sit outside and
Yeah,
drink.
but
I've
come on.
gone over and hung out with
Alright.
people outside.
Come on, it's not shoulder to shoulder, and it's not
No, it's not. It's not this atmosphere.
Come on.
You're not watching a match or anything like that.
Yeah.
Right.
So listen. So now that we have you guys, just to go harp on the match again, we're gonna start some of the pub the pub trivia right now. I'm going to ask you guys questions about this game, this past match. Are you guys ready for that?
No.
Can I make a confession before the game?
He didn't watch
So
it.
I was in work. Had the dual Zoom tab on the left, game on the right. So your boy did not get nearly the game experience I normally would. But I'm ready to compete and dignify a loss. Yeah.
All right. So we'll play with you guys and with the guys at home. So guys watching alongside Mr. Tom via Martine, you guys do not be looking these up on Google real quick. Just put your answers as fast as you can. I'm not worried about you, Mark. You don't even know how to use Google. Okay. Which team, Wolves or Leeds, had the most shots?
Leeds.
And bonus, how many did they have?
7.
18.
Leeds had more 7. What's going to be my guess? Wait, are we just answering out loud? Are we answering out loud or in the chat? It's a buzzer system? Okay.
John, I know
that makes me look like a fucking cheater, didn't it?
John, I know this is your first time, but even if it wasn't, you wouldn't know the rules. There
really are none.
I would try to use my hands.
It's I'm just the dude at the bar. Like, you guys are just sitting there wanting a beer after work, and I'm the guy coming up. Let's do something. You guys want to do
That's my
trivia?
vibe. That's my vibe.
The buzzer.
I'll buy a round.
So Mr. Tom is absolutely correct, and so is Terry. We would expect Terry to be correct. He's probably doing all his research.
Shots on goal?
No.
Yeah.
No, 18 shots.
18
Oh no, not
shots.
on target. Yeah.
He had 7 on goal.
Now,
About that 7 or 8.
To see how much you guys are paying attention, who can tell me how many Wolves had?
Ooh,
Shots
15?
or shots on goal?
Shots.
12.
Shots.
15.
Terry, you fucking bastard. Yes, 15. How'd you get 15? 15 shots. That's amazing.
Didn't feel like it.
15.
Fucking 12 of them were Neto.
Yeah, exactly. I had him in a fantasy league.
He fucked me up, actually. I'm pissed off with Neto. I've got to pick a bone with him. So
and how's that?
I had a bet before the game. It was 80-1, the odds. I don't know how the odds work in America, if it's like you say them differently, I think. Yeah. So, it was, I only put like £3 on it. So it come to like 240 quid, $240. It would be if I won.
$4.20.
And it was Rafinha and Neto to both have a shot on target in each half. And in the second half, Neto didn't have a shot on target.
Oh my God!
And he had that one chance where he could have squared it to Willian Jose, and he shot and it went over the bar, and that would have won with the bet.
That would have hit it.
Yeah. Well, like Mr. Tom said, I read this before, but Neto's mom told him that he doesn't shoot enough, or he needs to shoot more, and then straight out the gate, he's like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
But
he was tremendous today.
That's a lot of shots. Guys, that's a lot of shots in a match, because usually it's Leeds with like
standard Leeds game, mate.
Leeds, it was actually low for Leeds. Leeds is usually around 26, 27.
And it was cool to see that Wolves has that side. Like, obviously we knew they had that side of their game, but against Leeds last time they really didn't show us that. Like, you just knew they were going in there to do the job. And I mean, it was fun to be able to see that side of them.
Yeah. Definitely.
Until they took the lead, and then they just sat on it. They're so hard to break down when they defend the lead, man.
And that was like the most frustrating.
Thank God we had a lead to defend.
That was like the most frustrating time.
Wow.
He was brilliant.
Patricio was fantastic.
What a player.
Both keepers were fantastic.
Can I ask you really quick, just thinking about Patricio?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, both keepers were phenomenal. Anyone that gives Melier shit just doesn't know what they're talking about, for the record. But my question, and this might be so ignorant and American sounding, I know obviously the coach is Portuguese, but what's up with everyone on Wolves being Portuguese? Can you explain that to a dumb American, please?
They have
because of the agent.
Yeah, they have a connection with his Portuguese super agent. Yeah, it's
definitely. And so all these players are clients of the same guy.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Well, for the most part, or he has links to them. All right, so for this next question, I'm going to bring in the #1 Leeds United fan in the country, Mr. James Reeves. He's still got that happy face on.
Oh my God, where are my Wolves fans?
All Reeves are
I'm getting
with.
crushed.
I got a message. Oh, by the way, Mark, I got a message from a very good mate of mine in Leeds. He told me that fuck all and to fuck off.
Hey, he hit
I
it.
can appreciate that.
He can't for some reason he can't comment on our
Wait. And you pass this one on for me.
Yeah.
There we go.
You know what's funny, John?
Cheers, James, anyway.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ! I get a
You got another yellow card
I
already.
get a yellow card for everything I do. We win the game, I get a yellow card.
That's your third yellow card today.
You know what? And this is my 7th beer.
You know what's funny, John? You started singing "All Leeds Are We."
All Reeves are.
All Reeves are we? Wow. Did you guys hear it in the match?
They must
played.
broadcast the away. They must have away support too. Yeah.
I was like hearing it. I was like, are they singing "All Wolves Are We"? No,
I always
it's
listen to it
All
without,
Leeds Are We.
without the fake fans. I can't deal with the fake crowd noise.
I hate it. No, I hate it.
It's just FIFA to me. It makes me feel like I'm playing FIFA.
Yeah, it drives me crazy. I have to listen to it on the extra channel with no audio.
That's what was so much more fun when, for the brief time that you guys were in the FA Cup, it was fantastic to watch those because you could hear Bielsa the whole time. Wait, Calvin!
No, don't do it.
Calvin! Johnny!
Have any of you seen, just recently they released or at least it was going viral recently, footage of him coaching at Bilbao, roughly 2 minutes worth of coaching. Did anyone see that?
Yeah.
Incredible. Yo, that footage just warms my soul.
All right, I started. Okay, so I want to ask you guys. Let's go back to we're going down the stats for today. So the shots. Wolves had 15 shots on shots. Leeds had 18. Who had more on target?
Leeds.
Yeah, Leeds.
You guys seem very sure about that. Let's get some of the comments in here.
Leeds.
Terry is unsure for once.
Now Leeds.
I think there's only one in it. I think either way, but I'd say we nicked it.
Yeah.
So
No,
everybody's saying
Leeds.
Leeds. James, who had more shots on target? Leeds or Wolves?
Leeds.
Everybody's saying Leeds. Mr. Tom, where you at? He's usually right in here. Nobody's answering. It was Leeds. Bonus points. How many?
6.
7.
7 in. 6 or 7.
Terry?
Yeah, about 7. 7.
I'm gonna go with 7 because of Costas. So I'll go with 7.
7 shots on target. You fuckers all looked at it after the game. Yeah. Except James. James broke every single device that would be able to tell him.
I was breaking shit in my house after the match, man.
Why the fuck would I know?
Look at anything.
So
I just know these things.
Fun fact or very unfun fact. Right when they brought on Pablo, or when did they bring on Pablo? Was that
late?
69?
No, actually,
so right then,
65 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
So 66 minute, they literally, my supervisor in the meeting said John, and it was like attention was on me, so I couldn't watch for a stretch from there. And then by the time I had subbed on, I saw Costa was on. So when was he even subbed on? I didn't see him even get subbed on, and then I saw him looking kind of okay-ish. But when was he subbed on?
Costa? Yeah, about 65th. Oh, what, Costa?
No, yeah, I saw Pablo.
70-something. I think because I think we got into the 70s with just Pablo as being a sub. So I think it had to be in the 70s somewhere, maybe 75,
and then it was
76 minute.
And him and Alioski, do they come on together at the same time?
Yeah,
something like that.
Right at the same time.
And
if that's a trivia question, I'm sorry.
I think he should have scored at the end, man.
Oh my God, he should have scored
at the end. He should have, but he didn't.
Fucking hell, he's so shit in front of goal.
Yeah. So check this out. This is what John was talking about. This is Bielsa. I don't know. It's hard to hear. This is him in training, in the middle of the pitch, screaming at everybody. And he's screaming, carajo, carajo, which means like, fucker. Like, shit, go, fuck. But I love how he goes in the middle of everybody when they're training. So when you see him pacing on the side, that's what he's doing. He's doing this, like he's trying to get in there in his mind.
Well, now what we know is he's like holding back the urge to potentially run on the pitch. Which
I feel like he's the type of coach that's definitely smack kids upside the head. You know,
have you heard? I don't know if any of you guys have heard some of the stories about him. There was a great podcast actually in the UK done by a couple of Leeds fans that are comedians as well, Rob Mulholland and Mickey P. Kerr.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. Yes,
it's called the Bielsa Bible, and they had some phenomenal guests on there that told some stories about Bielsa from his time in Argentina and his time in Spain and France, and he's not against calling people out to have a fist fight, even up until just before he came to Leeds at Lille. If someone disagreed with him on the coaching staff or part of the club, if they couldn't come to an agreement over their argument, he'd just go, well, let's have a fight. We'll settle it.
Aye.
Yeah, he's something else. I mean, I have we have relatives in Chile, so we're supporters of the Chilean national team, and so I basically became a supporter of the Chilean national team when Bielsa was there. And man, yeah, he's like a god in Chile too. I mean, they're basically all that southern part of South America. You're there, and probably the exception of like Paraguay or something. But they all love, and Uruguay. But they love it, you know. So Argentina and Chile, let's say.
Yeah.
And and maybe part of Antarctica.
So I have a question, since I'm surrounded by Leeds fans and with Lolo a Leeds sympathizer.
I know.
Here's
John, can we have like a punch? It's like something like to hit him upside. Like, can you do like a Doc Martin, like a Doc Martin dude or something, and like plant it upside his head?
Mr. Director, can I get a break here? I need a break. So that's what Mr. Director has to say. All right, so my question is this: I'm watching today's match, and I'm watching Leeds play. As not a Wolves fan, but just as a wannabe football fan. And one of the things that I marveled that Leeds does very, very well is their passes are super on point. You know, when Leeds makes a pass, for the most part, and I shouldn't say like, you know, not a little dink, but across the field pass, a down the field pass. These passes are super, super precise. And what I, you know, looking at this, I say to myself as a Wolves fan, this is something I wish we could do. So my question to you is there anything that the Wolves team does, that Wolves do, that you wish your team does? Thank you, Mr. Director. I'll stop talking. Did you guys catch that before I love that?
I love that question. I
Rudely
love that question.
interrupted.
Love that question.
But what do Wolves do that you wish Leeds did?
Get VAR decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
Waste off, time. Gary.
Waste time. Lots of time wasting.
Come on, you bitter fucking geezer.
Fucking right.
We're gonna be bitter fucking geezer.
Right.
You lost the match. You lost twice this year, and that's the best you can do. Is you hope for better VAR. Come on, the Wolves get some of the worst VAR decisions.
I think
tonight you didn't. Jeez.
I think what I would like to do is
Priori can't get a foul to save his life.
Mark, what I would like to do is recruit the Iberian Peninsula as well as they do.
Fair enough.
So basically, I would love to have a Spanish and Portuguese. Well, you know, a Portuguese national team would be nice. You know, minus Ronaldo. But yeah, that'd be nice.
And Bruno Fernandes.
I'd quite like Bielsa to have Nuno's beard as well. That'd be quite
Yeah, he'd be scary looking.
cool. He would.
Honestly, I think with the beard, like Nuno looks like a nice guy.
I like Nuno. I must admit, I do like him.
I do too.
There's so much to like about him.
I think
he looks like a nice, fair guy.
Yeah, I think it's
He looks like a nice, fair guy. He looks like a nice, fair guy you would not want to piss off, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually have two serious answers to your question, though, Mark. So, one, I actually think that what Wolves have done since being promoted is low-key the model that Leeds are kind of following. I know they made a whole thing about saying Leicester's the model, but if you really look at what Wolves did, they went from a newly promoted team to competing with the top six when they play and looking very secure, never a relegation threat. So there's that. And then currently, I feel like every player on the team really knows their role, knows exactly what they're doing. We do that too, but sometimes, I don't know, thinking about like Alioski or even the lad who came on, whose name is escaping me. Was it Niall Huggins? Like, I didn't know what his job was. I don't know if he knew it.
Huggins?
What was his?
Huggins come on today?
No, yeah,
No,
last
come on
week
today, no.
No, last time.
against Arsenal.
So he looked good, but it's like that when you see that, like they don't exactly have a very defined role, whereas everyone on Wolves, I feel like, is a very discreet, this is their job. They know exactly what it is and they execute it well.
James, did Huggins come on in the last match? I don't think so.
Arsenal
No,
versus,
no, he didn't.
versus
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
No. I don't
I
think
would
he
say this.
came
I
on
would say
during
this,
Arsenal, did he?
So I think that the template, is there from Wolves, and that is, and I wasn't, I was kind of joking when I said, recruit the Iberian Peninsula well. I'm not really joking. I mean, I'm serious. I think that, you need to go to like certain areas of Europe to recruit, and then develop homegrown, English players, British players in your academy at Thorpe Arch. And I think that's what we're going to do. And I think basically you have like the under 23s that, Terry and I have talked about, who won again today, who are fantastic. Yeah. And I think that, look, you bring up those guys at depth. A lot of them are going to become, I think stars. I mean, several of them are stars in the making as far as I'm concerned. And then you go out and you poach players from like France, from Portugal, from Spain, from Italy. And because they're cheaper than English players, man. I mean, that's the rule, right? I mean, players in England cost more. There's an inflated price tag when you go out and you're trying to acquire them via the transfer market. So, go out and get some. I mean, France right now is in trouble, man. I mean, the Ligue 1 is
their TV deal, haven't they?
Yeah.
Clubs are hemorrhaging money, with the exception. I mean, PSG's even hemorrhaging money, even though they can do whatever they want to do. The rest of the clubs are willing to sell, and you can go in and you can find great deals. I know that we're interested in, Amavi from Marseille. There are deals to be had in France, as we saw with Rafinha. So, I mean, go there, get some players who go Premiership quality or maybe Premiership quality, and then develop your English and British players up through the under 23s. And I think that's the way to go.
Can I?
Sorry, Lolo, go on.
I mean, I was probably going to derail it. You guys seem like you're continuing on that thought, but I just had a side note thought. But you're saying that, and you're pulling all these players outside of England. Why aren't there more Mexicans brought in? Like Raul Jimenez is fantastic. The Mexican league, I believe, is like the second or third highest grossing league in the world. It's not known as the top quality, but grossing wise, like it's got a huge audience and the players make a ton of money.
And who's the top scorer in the Mexican league?
Yeah, I don't know. Gignac. Oh, really?
Gignac, who came from Marseille.
Yeah. So maybe that's
about 50,
yeah. But I'm just wondering because I do like watching them in the World Cup and everybody. The Mexican national team got a bunch of good players.
I think touching on the Mexican question,
Decor,
Lolo. I think
we got Eric Cantona from France. I mean, look, I'm telling you. I mean, there are deals to be had in France. I mean, I'm looking. If I'm lead scouting coordinator, I'm looking at France.
I think, sorry, Lolo, touching on that Mexican question that you said, I think one of the main things over here is very few South Americans have managed to come over and hit the ground running. It's normally taken them quite a while to sort of settle into the English game. And there's also a big issue with the work permits for getting players straight from South America. A lot of them won't be granted until they've played in Europe or a European division. It also happened years back with Yaya Toure even. There was, I think Barcelona tried signing him from an African side, and he had to be loaned out to Russia to play a couple of seasons out there before they would even be granted a work permit to play in Spain. So there's a lot of issues with work permits as well with South American players, which I think English clubs are sort of reluctant to sort of get into a deal for a player if they know they're not going to even have him for two seasons, probably, where he's going to have to go and play in a European division, and he might not even adjust. So I think that's a big problem with that.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And Terry, what I was talking about too about the inflated prices for English or British players. I mean, case in point, Ben White, right? I mean,
exactly.
You know, look, Ben White, we offered 30 million quid for him. You know, is he worth 30 million quid? I don't know. You know, what I mean, that's a lot of money.
He might be in a few years, not yet.
And you know, I mean, you know, the thing that a lot of clubs are following. I mean, if you look at, you know, even the Scum and Arsenal and all, they're developing their English players, you know, and British players up through their youth ranks, you know, and then they're going out and buying the international players. And that's,
I think we've done some great business, like we've said, James, with the under-23s. I think we've very much sort of tapped into the fact that we could offer these players an inroads to a first team, where the likes of Sam Greenwood that we took from Arsenal, he was looking at the Arsenal team, and the chances of him breaking into it were very slim, because a lot of these established Premier League sides won't even give their youth an opportunity. So we've given him that inroad into a first team, and he's come into the under-23s, hit the ground running, and he's not far off. The chances of him even making a debut for us this season wouldn't be out of question. Same with the likes of Joe Gelhardt. Like we raided Wigan for him because they had financial trouble, but Gelhardt has already played a certain amount of games in the Championship for Wigan and looked at home. Like, he didn't look out of place, and he's only a kid. And he's definitely one that is going to be for the future. The likes of Cody Drama that we got from Fulham. These sort of players.
Cresswell is the one that I'm excited
a phenomenal centre back, and these sort of
players
are learning the exact same style of football that we play in the first team. And you see it with Huggins. Huggins is 20 years old. He's never even been on the bench. And last week when he came on against Arsenal, he didn't look out of place. He was actually one of our better players. And this is a guy who was actually playing out of position. He was playing at right back where he'd never played before. So we're Bielsa's very much, I think, building. He's got a vision with Leeds United, because the club are one of the few clubs that he's been at where the ownership and the board have sort of given him full control of the club, and are just going with his vision. I think he's very much sort of working alongside Victor Orta, spotting the sort of players that he would like for the future. And I'm not even remotely worried that he's going to leave in the next year or two, because I think he'll be here for quite a few more seasons, because I think he's got a vision of looking at the likes of Cresswell and Drama and Gelhardt and Greenwood, and I think he wants to bring them through into the first team. And these are going to be the next sort of BL sisters as such.
Yeah,
I think what he sees.
Jameson makes a good point. Huggins came on at 4-0 too. Yeah. So, we were in attack mode. Like, I mean, it was a weird point in the game, but he did all right for.
Yeah, he done well.
I think what he sees in Cresswell too. If you look at Cresswell, the way he plays for the under-23s, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that he sees Cresswell as sort of a Ben White in the making. You know, I mean, someone that he can turn into a Ben White. He's got sort of the same attributes. And you know, we get that kid. If we go to Wigan and get that kid McGurk that they want, that attacking midfielder. And then we're looking at that kid Campbell from Motherwell, I think, in Scotland. So, you know, I mean, we get those guys in that are highly thought of. I mean, Campbell, it's a bidding war between us and you know, the Bin Dippers for him. So, you know, I mean, whatever. It's just,
And
if we,
the thing
if
with
we're able to supplement our club with these sorts of players, I think we're going to be fine.
I totally agree. And the thing with it, James, if you was like, obviously bias aside, we're Leeds and we'd go to Leeds regardless.
He can't. Like, don't even ask him.
I can't put bias aside, mate.
We've tried it. It's impossible. Maybe ask John. Maybe John can.
Okay,
But
James,
James,
don't look at the world objectively.
This is to you as well, actually, Lolo, because if you was a 17 to 20-year-old playing for any club sort of in England and Leeds United came in for you, I personally would look at that and I'd look at all the youth players and the under-23s that have been promoted into the first team since Bielsa's been here.
yeah.
And I'd look at that as a great opportunity to become a Premier League
100%.
footballer within the next couple of seasons.
100%.
Like,
But
would you go to Man City? Would you go to Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea? How many youth team players like make the grade and come through? Very few.
Yeah, I mean, with these clubs, you hope to be like if you sign with Arsenal or Chelsea or something, you hope to be loaned out.
Exactly.
So you can show off, but then you're like in Ipswich or somewhere, like
you could always become what Luke Ayling was. He came through at Arsenal, and he ended up having to go to Yeovil to get an opportunity of first team football, and it took him 7 years.
Imagine going from the bench.
Player.
He sat on an Arsenal Champions League bench to then go to Yeovil. Then go to Yeovil Town.
Yeah,
I love it.
Can
I ask a, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just wondering, Terry, are there going to be like? I feel like we still haven't heard the actual rules that are going to change because of Brexit and getting like European players from the continent. Has that been decided yet, or is that all still up in the air? I was just curious about that. It's all up
in the air. Yeah, I don't think anyone really knows what's gonna happen. To be honest, I don't think too much will change because of
that was my sense too.
The way that football is nowadays is very much an international sport, and I can't see Brexit changing things too much. Like if you look at all the deals that are done between the European clubs, anyway, even the clubs that aren't in the EU, they're chopping and changing and signing from one country to the next anyway. So and the Premier League's such a massive business. It's the biggest football league in the world. I don't think it will cause too much of a problem. But again, you just never know, really.
Man, you talk about a big lobby. I mean, the FA is a lot. They'll lobby for the same type of situation that exists now. Man, I don't think they're football is just too important. The Premier League is too big. The television contracts are too gigantic.
Yeah,
and that's
What I heard was that it was going to be most affected was the like under 17-year-olds. Like it was going to be harder if you're not 18 years old to come over. So and that would hamper English football.
That's huge.
That's kind of huge, because this all kind of ties into the last thing we were talking about, where like look at Emi Martinez. Emi Martinez is, I would say, the number one keeper in the league this season. He's got like 12 clean sheets. He's got a bunch of chances created, things like that. He's been fantastic. He came up in Arsenal's system.
Mm-hmm.
Just a quick quote on that, Lolo, on Martinez before you go on.
Nothing with him.
What do you mean we did nothing with him? We sold him for a good profit.
And he spent 10 years with you guys, and he started maybe 14 matches. Come on, he wasted his career, and now he's gone. And you guys are like, "Oh, Emi Martinez, I wish he was with the team."
Listen.
You fucking didn't.
No. Listen, Mark. No, but what you're saying, fuck
off. Am I wrong?
You're off base. You're not wrong. You're off base.
No,
because what's going on? No,
wait, Mr. Director, come on.
No.
Look at this. Look at how long he was with Arsenal. He was with Arsenal for.
You're missing the point.
Years.
You're missing the fucking point. The reason he's gone and the reason he walked into a starting role at a Premier League club is because he was at Arsenal for 10 years. It's because he filled in for Leno when Leno got hurt, and because he killed it and he won an FA Cup and he won a Community Shield.
Then why get rid of him?
Because he was our number 2. And when our number 1 got healthy, he had a conversation, and Mikel Arteta said, Leno's our number one. We'd love to have you, but if you want to look for something elsewhere, now's the time. It's like NFL Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater, if Drew Brees didn't get hurt for 5 matches, Teddy Bridgewater would still be our backup quarterback. But he got hurt for 5 matches, and Teddy Bridgewater didn't lose 5 games, and he was sold for $100 million fucking dollars. That's the same thing with Emi Martinez. So what I'm saying, go Terry.
Sorry to chime in on Emi Martinez. Just a sort of left field opinion on him. I don't know if you know, but he's never had an international call up. He's actually eligible to play for England.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's been over in England for so long, and since a certain age, he's actually eligible to play for England. And for me, he's England's number one.
He easily. His distribution, his penalty saving. He's saved more penalties than I've seen anybody else.
Who'd you have? Martinez or Pickford? Come on.
Well, it depends. Do you want to get the center back on their team knocked out for a season?
Yeah.
Put Pickford in. He knows the right time to drop kick someone. Okay. Anyway, what were we talking about? Tons of things. So, you guys want to move on to something fun?
Please.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Let me see. I'm going to ask you guys a general trivia question, but in all of our benefit, I'm trying to skip all the scum questions.
Yeah, I don't want to know them.
How come every single quiz is mostly about Manchester United? It's
I know that one. Pick me.
Okay, so here's an easy one. In what year?
Who likes to shag grannies?
Wayne Rooney.
Depends.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, we have a winner, Mr.
Drug addict.
He's just a fat granny shagger.
He's a drug addict. Rio Ferdinand. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Let's do that. Let's do some scum trivia. I'm up for that.
Luke Williamson says that Nick Pope is better than Pickford, and I agree.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Definitely.
But Martinez is better than Pope.
Yeah. Martinez is better than Pope. So you guys in the comments, give us your top 3 keepers in order right now. Let's see what you guys are thinking. Top 3 keepers currently playing in the league. Listen, Meslier is not far off there for some of the saves he made and the amount of shots on goal that come at him. Yes, 43 goals or something like that have been chipped in, but he's made a shit ton of saves, and he's only 20. I don't know if I put him in the top 3, but what do you guys think of him? Yeah.
I think he's easily a top 10 goalkeeper, maybe higher than that. Maybe he's 20. The problem with him is that for a 20-year-old who's basically starting his first season, and I mean, dude, he didn't start for us until like the middle of last season. So
February.
Casilla was out. Casilla had that suspension. That's when Meslier came in. I mean, I think he's fantastic. I think he's amazing, and he's done an incredible job. He's only going to get better. And shit, man. I mean, top 10 right now, maybe top 7 or 8, somewhere in there. Maybe
I agree, James. And the thing
I can put him in top 10.
He's 20 years old. Very few 20-year-olds are playing first-team football in any division, let alone a top division.
Yeah.
And he's only 1 clean sheet away from breaking the Premier League record of clean sheets for an under 21-year-old. And his distribution as well is just phenomenal. Like I saw a stat, I've got it up in front of me here, and it's successful passes out from a goalkeeper this season. Meslier is top of that list. He's got 298. The next is Lloris on 241. So his distribution is world class. And I think
it is too.
I think by the time he's 23, I think he's going to be a world class goalkeeper. 3 more seasons.
Me too. Okay, I mean, look, he's 20 years old. He makes bad decisions sometimes.
Cool.
Hey, I think a lot
so does Alisson.
when I was 20 years old. I was living in Leeds for fuck's sake. You know, I mean, I was.
Was you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was 20. Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
Listen,
And that was some rough times, my friend.
I bet. Yeah.
because you mentioned it, we have somebody sneaking in who's asking, who put their answer in the private comments over here, and his answer was for the top 3 goalies in this order. It was sober Allison, drunk Allison, and asleep Allison.
Oh,
So
that's garbage. This guy is garbage, dirty Jersey.
This is Chris. He's
Oh,
our
no,
Liverpool
yes.
fan.
All right, Chris.
Hi, how are you, Terry?
What's
Good,
going
mate. Yeah, good.
I think
Allison?
no,
Allison?
at his peak, he's probably at his best, he's probably a top 3 goalkeeper in the world after Oblak.
His best the last few.
I said currently.
Currently,
He's shit.
I think Nick Pope probably
Currently, he's dross. Dross.
I think
Hey guys, cheers everybody. By the way, we never really cheered,
Cheers.
but salud. Hey, and Mr. Tom says Chris is back. Hey, you got fans, man.
I think like the advanced stats say like Dubravka is probably best pound for pound goalie in the Premier League over the last 2 years.
Why? We're not talking about
I like
people's
Dubravka.
weight.
I like Dubravka.
Not talking about people's weight. You can't do that
To
anymore.
be fair, Newcastle got 2 good goalkeepers. Darlow's a very good keeper. as well.
Everything.
Pope should be well. He was injured, and actually their backup did pretty well too. So there might be something to their scheme as well.
Yeah.
But Pope I think should be England's number 1, and I think right now, I mean I think Ederson's got to be in the top 3. You know, just
Ederson has to be.
I have him in my top 3. I have Pope, Martinez, and Ederson.
I mean, I know the stat doesn't always speak.
Maybe my 3 as well, Mark.
I know clean sheets don't always speak to the goalie because their defense is fantastic. So I don't even know how many saves Ederson's actually making. But like, I think this one goal that Everton scored against them was the first in like 6 or 7 matches. So Ederson has to be up there. Plus, he's their go-to penalty taker, supposedly.
Not yet, but you know what? I really want him to be because apparently he is their best penalty taker. And the thing is, in South American football, it's not out of the ordinary for a goalkeeper to be a set piece taker. Free kicks even. And
if anything,
he apparently is a phenomenal penalty taker.
If anything, a keeper is in. He knows, like, he's got a mind game. Like, his head is already in it. Like he knows shit. So I don't know. He's
a couple South American keepers who have like over 100 career goals because of like penalties.
I remember the Paraguayan Jose Luis Chilavert.
Oh yeah,
Jesus Christ! You know more than
amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy. So we were talking about keepers, top 3 keepers. Let's get to some of these comments, guys. Welcome to all the fans here in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button. Let's get that number up there. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's see what people are saying about their. So Nick Pope is better than Pickford. Wolves goalie. That's disrespectful, Jameson. He's like, whoever that guy is for the Wolves that beat us today. I don't know his name, but he's pretty good.
I don't know. You know, I gotta say that like Rue is hot and cold. Like there's days where he is phenomenal, and
he's like 80 years old. Of course, he's hot and cold. He gets the chills.
You're killing me, Lolo. You're killing me.
He's Portugal's keeper, isn't he?
He's so this and that, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, we had Martinez, but we don't have him, and we wish we had him back. And you just come on, make up.
I didn't say any of that today. I didn't say any of that.
You have to put up with, mate.
You
have to put up with.
Yeah, I can see, mate. I'll tell you, an outside shout as well as one of the top keepers has got to be Fabianski.
Yeah, he's having a killer year.
And you want to talk about someone that's old?
Another Arsenal guy.
Yeah.
Really?
You guys
do your best.
Yeah, he come through.
You're like Chelsea getting rid of strikers.
David Seaman was a Leeds guy. So what?
Yeah,
doesn't matter. He said Seaman.
Who's the Palace keeper?
Guaita.
I mean,
White.
Remember, there were all
Pickles,
those
I don't mind him.
rumors
The relegation.
that
I don't mind
David
him.
Seaman was doing porn.
What?
I think without Guaita, that's probably.
He looked like a porn star, dude. Remember, he had like the slick back,
Slick back and the mustache.
The porn stash.
The porn stash. It was the 80s, man. And then like the really big shirts, but they were tucked in to
Yeah,
the shorts.
but Seaman came up through the Leeds youth system.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
he's a big Leeds fan, even to this day, mate.
He is, yeah.
So we were talking about that Leeds fans because our Man City fan Anisha thinks that Erling Haaland will go to Man City, and
God, please no.
Chris, you've even mentioned him going to Liverpool, and I say if he comes to the Premier League, he's going to Leeds.
No, he's not.
I'll say he stays on the
No.
continent until he's ready
They
to come to
can't
Leeds.
afford him. They can't afford him.
No. He stays on
Not
the
yet, but
continent
if we
until
if
he's
we
ready
get
to
in
come to
Europe in
Leeds.
the next
That's it.
couple of seasons,
He got too good too fast to go there. Like
Yeah.
maybe if you,
He's not coming to the Premier League anytime.
I say if Leeds would have went up the year they should have went up, there may have been an opportunity to get him a year before this all broke. But now, I mean, I just hope he doesn't go to United because his dad played for City and Leeds.
Oh, please.
No, he's not
go
going
there.
to United. Dude, he'll never play for the scum. Ever, ever, ever. Alfie
Won't happen.
would have a heart attack. Never.
Does he go to Chelsea?
no.
Mm-mm.
If
Maybe
he
he's
comes
friends
to
with
England,
Louis
it's
Figo,
Man
though.
City
Buck
or
Chelsea
Leeds,
come too,
depending
man.
where we are.
Speaking of older Leeds players, you know who I would love to get on the show? Terry, maybe you can help with this, and you should get him on your show. But you know who I would love? And I know he's not Leeds legend or anything, but Vinnie Jones. Vinnie Jones.
Yeah, good luck getting hold of it. He is a Leeds legend, but yeah,
I didn't know if he was
he's
a
big
legend,
time.
but because
He's
he
big
played
time,
for a
mate.
few
You
different
would-
clubs.
He lives
You
in
wouldn't get
California.
Vinnie Jones. He's too mainstream.
No,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm like. Why not come and talk a bunch of shit with us? I've seen what he's up
It's
to on
true.
Twitter and everything. He's
Yeah.
not that busy.
Tell him he's a great actor.
Well,
I love-
he's very
that's-
much sort of.
I know him as
He's
an actor.
really not.
we get Bricktop.
He's gone out of the limelight a lot since his
Pull your
missus
pants up,
passed away
Bobby.
last year,
That's what.
and he very much doesn't want to. I don't think he wants to be too much in the limelight anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because his wife died, Tanya. She died last year.
Yeah, she
Oh,
Quite a
does.
long,
geez, I
long
didn't know
illness
that.
she had. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he very much sort of he done I think he done an interview with Piers Morgan. It's called Life Stories. He done that with him, and it was sort of he said it was like his last mainstream thing he was going to do. He didn't really want to.
I know
get
he
I'll
has
involved.
tell you though, Lolo. I'll tell you someone who is a possibility though is Jermaine Beckford. He's a
I've reached out to him.
great interview, and his aunt lives in New York, and she used to come and watch the matches with us at Legends. So she would, he would be fantastic, man. Jermaine Beckford is, he's
He
great.
knows his stuff as well, man. He's a speaker.
Yeah, he's great. He's a really good pundit now, and so yeah, I'd reach out to Jermaine Beckford and say, look, I'm in New York. I know your aunt lives here.
Yeah. Well, we actually got an update from one of our executive producers who has been he's been reaching out to a bunch of players, agents and things like that, because we have a standing offer that if any player wants to come on the show and talk with us, give us an hour of their time. He's got it set up that we are willing to put $500 towards the charity of their choice. So we're looking for Leeds players, Arsenal players, current players,
Take any players,
any player really. But
we'll match your donation to.
we're not matching anybody's donation because they donate a lot of money. We're putting 500 at most.
You know what I'm saying? We'll match up to $500.
Like we got Marcus Rashford. I've donated $10 million. We can't match that, Mark. You can't be saying this shit. We're live. People could be recording that. Take us to court.
Marcus Rashford, God damn it! Don't you donate more than $500? Good Lord.
But yeah, so we've got a generous donation from a fan of ours who's an executive producer who said that he'll donate $500 to the charity of their choice to get him on the show. So and he's reaching out to everybody. But he got to me today and he said, we potentially have somebody. He'll let me know. So that could be cool. We'll see.
There's something to look forward to.
It could be Wayne Rooney. It could be Mickey Rooney. Like,
if it was Wayne Rooney, Rooney, I'm kicking that fucking piece of shit in the head.
I'll have you on the show with him.
Have you on the show live.
One thing I wanted to ask you guys, actually.
I want the ghost of Mickey Rooney on our show. It's kind of like the ghost of Cap Calloway on Big Mouth. That would be amazing. Let me tell you what I was doing in the 1930s.
No, Wayne Rooney, man. Mickey Rooney used to live in Greenpoint.
We'll have.
I wanted to ask you guys quickly.
Yeah.
Do you guys follow the MLS as well?
No,
we're American.
Not so much. Oh, fair enough.
Very.
I was going to ask if you lot knew much about Jack Harrison before he came over to England, and
I did.
you had much of an opinion on him.
Played in New York City. He was on loan from Man City for a year. I saw one game where he played, but he was fine. I didn't think he'd ever get out of MLS.
James, you'll like that comment from Mr. Tom. Rooney might do it if you offer him a 70-year-old woman for the night.
He's a granny fucker, man. He's a granny fucker.
70's too young for him, man.
I've got a question about Leeds right now.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to ever buy a right-footed attacker? By any chance? Right? Rodrigo, Rafinha, Harrison, Costa.
It's not going to matter because they're kicking the ball over the net anyway.
You need one guy on the left side with a right foot. That's I think that's next summer transfer window. Right-footed attacker.
You never know. Yeah, we do have a lot of left-footed players actually. Come to think of it, even throughout the side, you've got Cooper, Strout, Melier, Cooper, Strout, Alioski. They're all left-footed. Rafinha, like you said, Harrison, Bamford, Costa. There's Rodrigo. There's loads. Yeah, loads of left-footed players.
I think Leeds loses more players than they gain next year.
Really?
Hello. I really do. I really think that the rest of the Premier League is looking at Leeds and going, "Oh,
like who? Who
apparently
do you think?
The Dogs didn't like that."
They hate you, Mark, right now. They like to rip you like limb from limb, man. I'm like, if ever this guy, Mark McKenzie, ever shows up at our door, guess what?
I'm just saying,
one day I will show up to your door, and there will be love and whiskey and beer and all the things. I'll be like, James, I'm here. We're gonna have a good time.
There's a guy that posts on the Leeds, some of the Leeds pages named Mark McKenzie. I'm always tempted to say, do you know this? You have a guy with the same name who lives in Brooklyn, for fuck's sake, and then and he's a Wolves supporter. He's a Wolves supporter.
My response to that is there can only be one.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to duke it out with fucking broadswords and the like.
My question is, if someone comes in with £80 million for Rafinha, what do you do?
You sell them.
Sell him.
Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen for Leeds. I think people are going to cherry pick you guys.
Who's going to come? If anyone's going to come in for bids for our players, they will have to be astronomical amounts of money for the players to go.
No, $80 million for Rafinha is an astronaut.
If that happens, as much as I love Rafinha and I think he's going to be a world-class player, you sell him for that. And the thing is, with our recruitment, Victor Orta will probably have another Rafinha lined up.
Yeah,
and the whole thing with the way that we work under Bielsa, the personnel is secondary. If he's made what he's made out of some of these players, you like Stewie Dallas and Luke Ayling, he's turned them into very good Premier League players.
Or someone comes in with
that's another guy that I think you guys will end up losing is Ayling. Ayling.
No way. No one's gonna go for him. He's 30 years old.
Someone's gonna come.
He's 29 years old, man. He's 29. No one's gonna buy him. We talk about Leeds being a newly promoted team. We have 10 players over the age of 28. I mean, think about that, man. And so, I mean, we got to get
and all of the ones that are under are on long contracts.
Yeah. And
just
I mean, we got to get younger, and we got to get more athletic. And I mean, you know, those are the kind of players we need to bring in.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I
I
do
see you guys getting picked over. I really do.
It can happen.
I think Phillips and Rafinha are the ones that you got to watch out.
It can happen, but well, the thing with the likes of Rafinha's bought into the process. He could have been at a Champions League club this season, and he turned it down to play under Marcelo Bielsa at Leeds United. And the other thing is once the crowds are back in, that's another huge draw that we have, is the atmosphere that they're going to be playing at Ellen Road.
Yeah.
There's not many that can match it in the division. And the likes of Rafinha are going to want to experience that. And once they do, that's going to be another thing that's going to want them to stay at the club. What's he going to do? Go to Man City and sit on the bench, barely play football?
Yeah, I agree with Terry. I don't think we lose Rafinha after this season. I think Rafinha stays at least for another year. And I think Rafinha stays, like I said the other day, I think Rafinha stays, as long as Bielsa stays even. I mean, I don't see him going anywhere.
Yeah.
All the time we've got Bielsa there, we're going to be attracting more players that are going to be wanting to come rather than wanting to leave. Like there's a lot of rumours behind the whole Rodrigo de Paul transfer, which has been in the process since last season. But by all accounts, a lot of Italian journalists are pretty much saying he's got his heart set on coming to Leeds. Juventus want him. Inter Milan, he wants to come to Leeds and play for Bielsa.
So my question here might be that, like, my understanding, and maybe it's just through our show, is that Bielsa only signs 1-year contracts
for himself.
Is that true?
For himself.
Yes, true. Yeah.
Right. So is he committed to sign for next season?
Yes.
No. But
no, he won't make that decision until the end of the season.
Yes, no.
Well, I thought he's committed,
but he won't. No, he hasn't signed.
Until he signs.
But this season, he signed his contract the day before we played Liverpool.
Yeah.
The day before we played Liverpool, the first game of the season is when he signed his contract.
Yeah, after months of negotiations.
He looks at the contract as it doesn't matter. No, he hasn't got a contract for next season. He's out of contract at the end of this year.
That's what I'm wondering about.
30th of June, he's out of contract. But the thing with it is,
that being said, do you think, like, the players that are looking at this and going, we don't know if Bielsa is going to sign, and if they get offers from other clubs?
I know what you mean, but the thing with Bielsa is we're already the longest serving club that he's been at.
Yeah.
And his wife, by all accounts, has been spending more and more time in Leeds. Apparently, she's over in Leeds now, which again doesn't happen. Whatever club he's been at, his family live in Argentina. That's that. She's actually in Leeds now with him. He's very much bought into the city as a whole. And the problem, I know what you're saying, but the problem with the whole contract things with Bielsa is he doesn't give a shit about the contracts and the money. I don't know if you know, but the story about when we got him in as manager, Angus Kinnear was pulling his hair out because he was trying to get him to sign the contract and put the paper in front of him for him to read it and sign the contract. And he wasn't interested. All he wanted to do was talk football. The contract it's not even secondary. It's further down the line for him than that. He's a very wealthy man. The contract means it's just dotting the I's and crossing the T's for him. And it's the last thing that he wants to do. But the thing with it is all of the club and the owners and the directors and the board, they're absolutely convinced that he's staying, and for longer than another season even.
Yeah.
Because he's pretty much,
I believe,
given that opinion.
So fellas, so my brother's joining in on the conversation, another Leeds supporter. So he's here.
Ryan, good seeing you.
So his the last match that he went to was against Millwall.
It's 1-0. At least 1-0.
Hook 'em horns, man. Why are you wearing a Texas shirt?
I went to UT.
UT, hook 'em horns.
Okay.
I'm from Texas originally, so.
Okay.
You're from Las Cruces.
I am not from Las Cruces, goddammit. That's a different state.
Exactly.
Mexican. I went to UT. I lived in Austin for 7 years. So yeah,
cool. Austin is an island inside of Texas.
Exactly. That's what I always say. Austin's
The blueberry
It's
and
an
the
oasis. Yes, it's an oasis in a desert.
You go over there and you're like, what the fuck is this? It is not like the rest of Texas.
So I want to tell, so Terry, so we have a new football club starting up in New Orleans, and they're called New Orleans United, and their colors the same as Leeds.
Oh, really?
So white.
I'm surprised they're not
white, blue, and yellow.
Purple, green, and gold like every
Awesome.
goddamn thing they make in New Orleans.
White, blue, and yellow, mate. White, blue, and yellow.
Yes, I have been to the States.
It was never the same ever since.
what two teams united? No, I'm kidding.
What's that?
I have been to the States, by the way. I saw that question.
You have been to the States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you
I
go?
went to Vegas.
So you saw New York. You
had
Oh no!
I got to tell you, you come to the States, you go to Vegas, you basically have gone to America's amusement park.
Oh yeah, I know.
This is where people go and have
We
fun.
had that boxing match going the right way last Saturday. Leeds United Americas would have been having our huge get together in Vegas for that. So unfortunately, the boxing match did not go our way, which led to a terrible weekend in London. That started off the weekend really badly in London.
We can't win in London, even when it comes to boxing. We just can't win in London.
We can't do it, man. We can't do it, Sarah.
Poor Josh Warrington, man. He got work by that guy.
He'll take the match and he'll see Lara off next time.
So I just want to sort of wrap
And
up
that's Gus right there.
Oh, hey, Bess.
It's Gus.
Gus. Sorry.
Hey, Gus. Look at
So he's a Catahoula. It's the state dog of Louisiana.
Yeah.
So they're bred for hunting wild boar. So he's he's quite lively. He's a lively dog.
Wow. I want to just put my 2 cents in on the whole Bielsa situation, and then we can move on. But what I think this is Bielsa. Leeds is Bielsa's swan song. I think he's here. The team has given everything to him. Like they bought into him as a person way before he showed anything for them. And the ownership, the recruiters, everyone seems to be just 100% with him and on his side, behind him. And so this is, if Leeds United fail as a club, it's him. If they win as a club, it's him. And they're also instilling Bielsa method all the way down to like the 5-year-olds who come and train at the grounds. They've painted a blue path from his house to the stadium so he can ride his bike and not think about where he's going. He can just follow the freaking path. Like there's murals of him, and for all intents and purposes, he's just started with you guys. Like I feel like if he can stay for a couple years in the Premier League with at the club, I think you guys will be in the Premier League for a couple years. But if he can stay at the club for a couple years, you're looking to build a decade, like set yourself up for decades here. Because you're going to have 8-year-olds who run their asses off and don't know any other way to do it.
No, it's all like Golden State. I mean, it's all like, I think he's on this verge of setting up something like Golden State did with the NBA, where it's like going to essentially revolutionize how soccer is played, just the way that Golden State revolutionized the way basketball is played. I mean, I think you're going to have that style of system is going to be emulated by everyone. I think you're going to have conditioning going up one more level for everyone, just like Arsene Wenger did with Arsenal back in the day. I mean, like, that's what he did. That was his revolution at Arsenal. And how many, like the next stage.
And yes, you can talk about Arsenal not winning much for that 20-year run, but 22 years in the Champions League. for 22 years straight. Like, that's the sort of thing when you give over a club to somebody's entire philosophy.
Were you paid to mention Arsenal at this point?
I texted Ryan and I was like, dude, I'll send you a 12-pack of beer if you guys somehow get this over to Arsenal.
My only
He was kind of a weirdo. He was an outcast. He got a lot of French players into Arsenal, right? I mean, like, you know, Thierry Henry. He brought a lot of like compatriots in there. So there's a lot of similarities, I think, between Arsene Wenger and Bielsa. I think they're both just revolutionaries, and not just on the pitch, but off the pitch too. And I think the conditioning is just one of those
It's like bringing in Mourinho will help Spurs for a couple years, and then like right now they need to be figuring out what their plan is while Mourinho's there, because he's not going to change your entire culture and set you up for a 20-year run of good football. He's gonna fix your club momentarily. He's like your buddy who's amazing at cooking the shit that he has in his pantry, but if you take him to the store, like, he doesn't know what to fucking buy. But from ramen and leftover packets of hot cocoa and shit, like, he'll make you a brilliant dish. But then you actually give him he's not setting you up for your life.
I have no idea where this is going, man.
I like the metaphor.
I think Lolo's hungry, mate.
They went astray somewhere.
We're
Terry,
all hungry. We've been doing
What's the
have you ever watched Bielsa at the under-23s when he's watching the under-23s? And Bielsa's like pacing the sidelines, screaming as he would be at a normal match. And the thing is that I think what Bielsa loves most is developing players, and at Leeds, he can develop those players to fit his style, and it's going to be sensational. Like, you know, Terry and I were talking about earlier. I mean, you know, we have a wealth of talent right now in the under-23s, and I think that Bielsa wants to stay and see how that ends. I mean, I think he wants to see those guys make it, and then, I mean, who knows what the you know, succession is going to be like. I have no idea. I mean, I don't know who's going to – right now, look, as a Leeds fan who suffered for 16 years, and I know Terry's the same, you know, look, I'm just enjoying the moment, you know. I'm enjoying this moment. I don't want to think about the future too much. But at the same time, you know, it's
the other thing that fills me with confidence, though, James.
You just keep letting Leeds fans in.
When I've heard Angus Kinnear talk about it, is that Bielsa's very much involved with what happens when he leaves the club. He's very much a large part of the discussions as to his successor and what route the club goes down when he leaves, which is that fills me with so much confidence.
Yeah, I think he can name his successor. I mean, he'll basically name his successor, and then Leeds should go out, and whatever money it takes to get that successor, they should do it. You know.
And the thing with it is, if he has a successor in line that he would like or whatever, the chances are that they're more than likely going to be a Bielsa, have worked with him or spoken with him in some way, shape, or form. And the people that tend to have utmost respect for the man and admire him. So they would want to sort of be the one that follows on from what he's built, because he's just laying the foundations for the future of this club and the city.
Yeah.
He's built everything. He's laid down the foundations of a successful one-club city, and he's doing sort of what we thought that was happening under Peter Ridsdale. He's doing that in the right way. And the board have just bought into it totally.
Yeah,
I agree. Well said, Barry.
Let's give a special thanks to thank you, Robert Dodds. Hey guys, Robert Dodds just bought us all a beer, so chug.
I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Cheers,
2 seconds.
Robert Dodd says gutted about tonight, but happy with our season so far. Glad I subscribed to this channel for the people on it. Hey, that's us, guys.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Robert. We really appreciate it.
He's in Normanton.
If you can, please go to our Patreon site and sign up for a few bucks there.
Yeah,
we would love
fantastic
support.
Patreon? Yeah. Oh, you and Jacobin too magazine.
What?
United Socialist as well.
What?
Hey, so
Jacobin.
with the U23 guys, like now that
Yep.
you're not getting relegated this year, you're probably going to finish around the, somewhere between 8 and 14, let's say. Like, do you start seeing are we going to start seeing like Somerville and Shackleton? Like, is it time to start giving those guys minutes now?
Shackleton played 90.
Oh, he's played a little bit, but
I don't know. Yeah, but Chris, I don't know about Shackleton. I mean, there are under 23 players I think that are better than Shackleton, to be quite honest. Just like I think there are under 23 players that are better than Costa and Poveda. I mean, I think you're seeing those guys now because, well, I mean, they have experience. But I think you watch Somerville play in the under 23s. You watch his skill.
I want to see him.
Much better. I mean, he makes Poveda and Costa look. I saw him today. He drew a penalty, and he went through 5 Norwich under 23s with some of the most amazing moves you'll ever see in your life. I mean, it was incredible.
He's the right that I want to see.
So I think Somerville we'll see soon. I think we'll see Gelhardt soon. Jaffe.
Let me speak up for my boy Jamie Shackleton real quick, because I can't really accept that. Like, I hear what you're saying, that maybe he doesn't have this elite quality, but if you look at the way that he was able to just slot in there and hold his own right away, like if you remember one of the first games he really played, the whole game was the Derby playoff game.
Oh yeah,
he held his own.
He did well.
And so I think
he's
be at fullback though. I think he should be a midfielder. Like, I think that is where he will be.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely an 8 or a 6 or.
He's not a right back. He's not a right back.
I could see him kind of being like a Jordan Henderson-y player. Like, that's maybe a bit ambitious to that level, but I could kind of see maybe him if he gets a little better defensively. But I think he could be creative, man. He can score, and he can like set up goals. So I think Shackleton.
Yeah. I like Shaq. I like Shaq a lot, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. I just think ultimately we're going to have better options, and I just don't know. I mean, there's like a lot of those guys right now. I mean, Terry maybe can speak to this, but we have a lot of guys on loan right now. I mean, Robbie Gotts and a bunch of other fellas, and I don't see any of those guys ever playing a single minute for the first team.
I agree.
I mean, those were guys that came up while we were championship, and they're not. I mean, they're not. I mean, we're Premiership now. I mean, we got to set our sights a little bit higher.
Yeah, I think they're going to be victims of circumstance, and I think they're going to end up being championship players for a championship club eventually, likes of Robbie Gotts, Alfie McCallum.
We had a comment on here, and somebody said that. Yeah, somebody said that. He said, unfortunately, most of these guys will end up back in the championship, even if Leeds doesn't.
And it's a shame. It's a shame because I like them all, and I really rated Robbie Gotts for a long time. I thought Robbie Gotts, and he's been doing well at Salford. But the thing is that look, I mean, you have guys that are playing like Northampton and Salford, and I mean, these are not. Chris is laughing. But I mean, really, it's not like a competitive type situation where
it's more
somebody on their ability when they're playing at Salford or at Northampton. I mean, give me a break,
No, I think people would have said this. Like, if you told me right now, a year ago, that you're going to get into the Premier League and that Ayling and Stuart Dallas and Liam Cooper were still going to be playing as many minutes as they are, like that. And they're doing what? They're doing actually really well. Like, so, maybe some of those folks, maybe Leeds isn't their path back into the Premier League, but maybe it's some other storyline that will get them up. Who knows?
I mean, there's something wrong with being a championship player. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's if that's your quality. I mean, you can make a living there.
It's a fucking good level still.
Yeah, it's still very competitive. It's still good.
Have you been watching the championship this year? Because I still do watch it. I still think it's a great league.
Of course I do. You know why?
Brilliant league.
John, you know why? Because Wickham is owned by a guy from New Orleans. So I've been watching Wickham.
Wickham are going right back down.
They're terrible, but I've been watching Wickham, and then of course I root against Brentford. I root against Derby. I hate Derby. I hate the Scabs.
I'm rooting for Huddersfield, man. Come on, Huddersfield.
I hate the Scabs, dude. The Scabs. I want to see the Scabs go down, man. Derby. I fucking hate them.
Me too.
Hey, James, can we
inbred bastards that they are?
Hey, James.
And,
James, can we do some James trivia where you name the club using your nickname, the nickname that you have for them, and we'll try to guess. Now, Terry, you probably know all of these, so please give us a second, okay?
Okay.
And you guys in the comments, James is gonna please just say the word and then use it in a sentence. Okay, go.
Ready?
Yeah.
Tractor Boys.
Ipswich.
Okay. Use it in a sentence.
I hate the fucking Tractor Boys.
Tractor Boys.
Farmland.
Tractor Boys. Considering I do not know the geography of England to begin with, I'm going to say Cardiff.
Someone did say it. Was it you, John?
Ipswich, man.
Ipswich.
Yeah.
Ipswich Town.
John got it?
Yeah.
Foden got it.
Benjamin Bloom. Hopefully someone here is aware of Benjamin Bloom, quality football YouTuber I can shout out right now.
This could apply to a lot of clubs. But Sheep Shaggers.
Oh, I know that's Derby, right?
Derby? Don't they have like a?
There's a sheep on their logo, right? Tractor Boys finished 5th in 2001, then got relegated in 2002.
To be fair, that's something that would happen to us, so I'm not going to lie.
It could also
They threw like a flare into their practice session at Ipswich.
Okay, here's another one. You ready?
Yes, I did.
The Piggies.
The kidneys?
The Piggies.
Is that Sheffield United?
No, that's the Blades.
The Blunts.
The Blunts.
The Blunts, yeah.
Piggies.
The Piggies.
West Brom?
West Ham?
No.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You were close with Sheffield United.
Sheffield Wednesday?
Yes.
There we go. I knew. I was like, I know it's the Blunts. I know Sheffield United is Blunts, but
I've got one for you all.
Okay, let's go, Terry.
Dog botherers.
The dog botherers. Use it in a sentence.
Huddersfield.
Them fans from that town are dog botherers.
Dog botherers are tin pot. Tin pot.
Is it Huddersfield? That's what Chris said.
Yeah, it's Huddersfield. It's because they shag dogs.
Oh yeah. It's just known.
The Smoggies.
The Smoggies. I'd say
Birmingham.
I was going to say Middlesbrough.
Someone in
Middlesbrough.
Middlesbrough. Wow.
It's smoking 16-year-olds pushing prams and smoking fags.
Have you ever seen a palmo? What they eat in Middlesbrough?
A what?
It's called a palmo.
What is it?
It's like renowned as sort of like the most unhealthiest dish in the UK. It's like a deep fried
cigarette,
chicken escallop, like coated in melted cheese and all sorts of, and then like deep fried again. And I don't know. It's supposed to be horrendous.
Like the KFC double dipper, whatever that sandwich is, with like
yeah,
chicken.
You'll eat it in Middlesbrough, and it's
double fried.
Yeah.
All right, what's your the Leeds folks? Your favorite stadium to go to outside of Elland Road?
Mine's really random, actually.
Well, apparently it's not Millennium.
Mine is London Road, Peterborough.
Oh wow, that's a good one though.
Why?
I fucking love it. It's because the away end is still a terrace, so it's all standing.
Yeah,
and I loved it. It's such a great ground.
What's the club?
Has a bar and how can they still do a terrace at the end?
What was that?
Terry, do you know why? How can they still have a terrace after the laws?
After what? Sorry.
After the Taylor Commission, how can they still have a terrace?
No idea. But it's probably because they're in the lower league. I don't know what the rules are about it. But...
They don't know better. Ignorance is defense for the law.
So the ground my favorite away ground was Main Road. I liked Main Road a lot. Main Road was fun. Good old ground. And
I never went there.
Yeah, that was really good. And then after that, I would say mine would be Highbury. I liked Highbury a lot, and I liked Anfield.
Okay,
so
go
those are my top three.
Give a shout out to Goodison. I mean, I haven't got to see Leeds there, sadly, because of COVID and all that. But it's going to be a tragedy, in my opinion, when Goodison Park gets knocked down for a new stadium, because that is.
Oh yeah,
agreed.
We got to go to Goodison before that happens. I mean, I haven't been to Goodison either. So I mean, I want to go to Goodison. Also, like St. James Park is class, man.
It's awful as an away fan though, because you feel like
Newcastle,
you're in the fucking sky.
Yeah. Newcastle, one of the great cities for an away match, and St. James Park is fantastic, man. So I highly recommend St. James Park.
They put you all the way upstairs at St. James as well, right?
Oh my god, I'm scared of heights. I fucking hated St. James's Park.
Oh, did you? I went there. Unfortunately, I went there with a Newcastle supporter. So
that's the best way, because you're at least like on ground level.
I had to keep my mouth shut. It wasn't good.
Yeah, they're crazy. The Geordies as well. Great fans.
They are, man. But Newcastle's a great city to party in. I mean, I love Newcastle.
Oh man, it's the best. It's the best city.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about Newcastle as well. Have you heard? I don't know if you guys have heard of the bakery chain in the UK called Greggs.
Yeah, of course.
They do like the best sausage rolls and like pastries and everything, and it's proper like unhealthy trash food, but it's great. And it sort of originated in Newcastle, and Newcastle is the only city where there's a 24-hour Greggs. So after sort of you go on a night out, you can go in Greggs and get fucking sausage rolls, and it's amazing.
Yeah, there's some proper pubs there, man. Proper pubs. Really good beer scene. I like Newcastle a lot. So
What about Hull?
the cod fuckers at Hull. No, fucking
There's another one, the cod fuckers.
the cod fuckers. I know.
It's a lot of animals. I haven't seen them.
Yeah, it is.
Animal
Yeah,
sex.
it is. Yeah,
Tasty.
strange animal husbandry. Yeah, dog bothers, sheep shaggers, cod fuckers.
What are Leeds like sister, like not like sister clubs, but like who are they? You know, sometimes clubs have like almost like an ally in like Spain or England.
Yeah, we hate
nobody.
Dortmund.
Really?
Yeah, Dortmund's been Leeds' sister city for 30 years. So it just so happens that Holland plays for Dortmund, but Dortmund is our sister city. So it's in Germany.
We've got a new sister club though now, James, and it's Newell's Old Boys.
I
bought a Newell's Old Boys jersey.
But the problem is, Terry, they have red in their uniform, mate. They have red in their uniform.
It's the only time that red is acceptable.
That might be messy.
Have a red kit. Yeah, Newell's is the only time. Yeah, red kit, Newell's. All right.
That's somewhere I want to go. Actually, I'd love to go to Stadio Marcelo Bielsa, man. What an atmosphere that is there, by the way.
I know, right? I would love to go there.
Unbelievable.
Have you been?
No, I'd love to though.
Yo, after COVID, can we do an international Leeds
Terry, we'll work on a trip together, man. So let me know. We'll all meet in Buenos Aires, man, and go to a match.
Oh, mate, that'd be amazing. Yeah, we could get sort of like a big trip going. We could get like the All Leeds TV guys, the Talking Shut guys. We'll all do a little homage to Bielsa and travel over.
How crazy would that be? Man.
Unbelievable, mate.
That would be insane.
It's like Leeds porn right now. Just
I know.
There's a tip though that I heard about going out there for that is to not wear any yellow or blue Leeds shirts because Rosario Central, who are Newell's Old Boys' deadly rivals, wear yellow and blue. And a few Leeds fans have made that mistake and they walk through like Rosario with the yellow and blue on. And the Newell's fans go crazy. They're like, no, you wear the white one. That's it. I still think next season I would love Leeds to, and I think it would be such an amazing like sales pitch really, would be for us to have a Newell's kit as an away kit. I know it's sort of the red, but I think that would just be
We've had red before.
in a similar way. In a similar, I know we have, yeah.
Back in the 70s.
Okay, time out. Time out.
Sort of the black and red would be awesome.
Time out. Okay, does everybody have a beer or a drink?
In a second.
I've got rum and coke.
So,
Okay.
how much longer is this stream going? Because I would love to buy more beer, but I don't want to like miss it.
Like 24 hours, probably.
As long as it is.
All right, I'm gonna savagely run to the. Now that I'm back in Washington Heights, I have beer around, so I will get some and be right back.
Okay. Okay. So, cheers, everybody. Thank you, guys. Oh, Chris,
Cheers, guys.
you got that Voodoo Ranger.
19.2 ounces.
I'm falling asleep just thinking about
Dying
that.
right now.
I love that. Cheers, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
You're gonna have to blur this
Cheers,
out.
guys.
All right.
Cheers.
So we're gonna
Leeds,
start.
Leeds.
We're
We
gonna
all
start.
love Leeds. We all love Leeds. We all love Leeds.
All right. I want all the audience members to think about this right now. And these conversations are going on.
Super Leeds United.
So we're gonna play a game where if one of us says the word, we all have to drink. So you in the audience, pick a word, and let's see which word they choose. I'm hoping it's Leeds related because you guys keep saying shit all the time.
It better not be Leeds or Bielsa. I'll be fucked.
We were fucked last week. We got Bielsa. So
Oh, dude, I got crushed last week, but not as crushed as Mr. Cantag.
yeah, Cantag was drinking a box of wine and then ran out after like having triple something Belgian beers.
God only knows. God only knows.
Okay, so we're gonna start with the word Bielsa. Oh no, Dirty Harry just chimed in with goal. Okay,
Actually, I like that.
How about Rob?
That's easy for us because we didn't score any.
Yeah. How about unlucky? Unlucky.
That's amazing.
Rob.
Terry. That's amazing,
man.
Terry. Absolutely love it, Terry.
we're lucky because we got some other ones in there that may have been worse. So the ones that made it just a little bit too late were the bueno and var.
That's brilliant. Bueno's brilliant, actually. Great call.
That's a good one. So now that we have the word, I want you guys to tell me what the top goal of the season has been for you so far. Goal! I said it, so you all have to wait. I actually said it twice.
Oh, so if someone says it, you all drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's these shitty fucking drinking
Any
games.
single person says it. You have to drink.
So go ahead and tell me what your favorite one was so far.
Objective. Oh, goal. Go. Favorite goal.
Oh, God.
I still like the Landsini.
Mine was Bamford's today against Wolves. I thought that was well taken.
It was well taken.
Love that.
Dude, put the ball up
And that
all over the Wolves net.
was my favorite. That was my favorite fucking goal of the season so far. Drink.
Oh,
He said it. He said it.
Oh, who was the guy?
I still like Lanzini against Tottenham when they're down 3-0. They score 3 in like 10 minutes, and then his was just a fucking killer.
Robert Dodds said it
That was
at the same
ridiculous
exact
goal.
moment. We had a comment come in at the same exact moment, Chris, that said Lanzini against Tottenham. I loved that. You were in my basement,
I
Chris.
was in your basement. Yeah, it was my birthday, right?
Our
You
kids
keep
were
him
playing.
chained in your basement?
Yes.
That sounds really weird. He's like
We're listening
chained up
to
in your
Master
basement.
and Servant.
God
by
knows what's
Joe.
going on there.
No, actually, our
You Arsenal fans are a bit,
our kids
sketchy.
our kids were playing in the basement.
They bring out the gimp.
So I had the TV on in here, and Chris and I were both outside, and we were taking turns. He would walk inside for a minute and then come back out and tell me the score. I would walk in, and then he comes back and goes, "They just scored." I was like, "Wait, what?" And then I go down, "They scored again!" And then we were both down there, our kids playing in the backyard.
As a Wolves fan, I might go with
He's
Neto,
off camera now.
Southampton.
When he did what?
I
that
might
was a
go
great
with
goal.
Neto. I might go with Neto.
Terry said it. Terry said it. Terry said it. Everybody drink.
What?
Cheers.
He said goal.
I gotta get a beer. Do I have to leave the studio, or do you just look at my couch for a second?
We have a director. He'll do it all. Don't worry, man.
Chiarelli, do a good job.
Hey, don't be telling everyone his full name.
I need a
My favourite was
recharge my
I
phone.
could go for more obvious ones like any of Bamford's ones against Villa, but
Oh, fuck
I'm
off!
gonna-
You can't pick your own team.
New rules.
oh really? You can't pick your own team?
That's
Seriously.
the new
Come
rule.
on. We can all
I don't watch
Right,
any
okay.
other team. I only watch Leeds. I don't give a fuck about any other team.
No,
in the
no, no.
Premiership. I really don't.
Well, in
I
that
don't give
case,
a
in that
flying
case,
You on the
today's
train.
one,
I hate
today's
them
one
all.
for
I hate them
Wolves
all.
because we scored
There's
it.
varying degrees of hatred.
Right. But
It's
seriously,
gonna make me hate you.
See, James, that's the thing is you think that bothers James at all? James expects
no.
he expects that you hate Leeds. He comes
I
and-
want you to hate Leeds.
exactly.
I want you to hate us. You know what I'm
Same.
after
I
this
don't
season,
want you
you
to
should
like
hate
us,
the fact
any
that
of
the
you.
Wolves beat you.
No. Look, I love your hatred, man. I feed off of it. I feed off your hatred like any Leeds fan does. We don't give a fuck. You hate us and we don't give a fuck. So that's it.
I'll tell you
That's
mine.
an
Actually, mine
Instagram
was
clip for
last
tomorrow.
week.
And we've never given a fuck, man.
Last week, Gundogan against Tottenham, where he
Dude.
took the ball down from Ederson's long ball, and then he took that sidestep, and then the way he barged Davinson Sanchez.
Yeah.
And I saw a hilarious quote, actually. We mentioned it on the podcast today,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
was Davinson Sanchez fell like one of Andy's toys when Andy was in the room.
Oh, when he give him the little boop boop. Yeah.
I don't watch his matches. I don't fucking care. So look, it's like a bunch of people to me kicking around a fucking ball in a goddamn park. I mean, look, I'll go watch that before I'll watch any other Premiership
Oh.
match.
Do you like
James,
It's all about
sports?
Leeds.
James,
We
you
all
like-
love
do you
Leeds.
enjoy
We
the
all
sport?
love Leeds.
James, are you like me, where all other games that don't involve Leeds look like they're in slow motion?
Oh yeah. Oh
Definitely.
yeah.
Why?
They're unwatchable.
It's fucking weird.
They're unwatchable.
They're hard to
Completely
watch.
unwatchable.
Hold on, guys. I know you don't watch other teams, but you have to watch this, James, because this faceplant was absolutely fantastic. Look at this.
What happened?
Look at this guy.
What?
What is it?
Do you see it? Are you guys
It's loading on mine.
it's no.
Now, all you got to imagine when you watch this as well is Woody when Andy walks in the room.
Literally just falls on his plate. It falls on his face. It was fantastic. So yes, that was a great goal. That was
How good is
I guess.
Gundogan now, by
I
the
don't
way?
know. Yeah.
I said
I
it.
guess so.
All right, so
Oh,
here's a question: when you guys were in the desert that was the championship for 16 years, did you watch any Premier League games?
No. I didn't watch any of them. Fuck them. I didn't watch a single minute over a Premiership match. Swear to God. I didn't give a shit.
I used to. I must admit, I used
or
to.
anything like that.
No, I still don't watch. I don't watch anything but Leeds, mate. Nothing but Leeds. That's it. And that's all I care about.
I must
I
admit,
don't
I'm with
care
James this season. This season,
about
I've
any
struggled
other
to
club.
watch other games.
Bielsa watches everybody. You should too.
No, and what I really hate is like people like talk, oh, that was a great match, man. That was a great match. And it wasn't even involving your club. I mean, no one cares. No, I don't care about that, man. No one care. I don't care about anything that doesn't involve Leeds.
All right. So in the last 15 years,
I fucking love you, James.
I love Leeds. I love
how many
Leeds.
times have you watched?
I love Leeds. Full stop.
So the
Full
last
stop, mate. I love Leeds. I don't give a fuck about anybody else.
15 years. Like, is that what you're saying? Like, you didn't? Did you watch Lionel Messi or Ronaldo or anyone?
No.
Oh, nobody watches that.
No, don't care.
I
don't care. I only care about Leeds.
That's fucking insane.
I don't even know who those people are. Who are they?
How do you know how
Lionel Richie and someone? I can't remember. What did you say?
James.
I'm in a bubble, mate. I'm in a bubble. It's called the Leeds bubble. I'm there. I'm here to stay. I signed up for this 40 years ago, and I'm not leaving. It's the 40 years.
I wanted to ask you, James.
Leeds bubble.
How did your Leeds allegiance come about?
Because I live there.
Is that how you? So, what made you go to Leeds?
It's a long story, man. My grandmother from Scotland always wanted me to get an English education, so I ended up going to university in Leeds.
Oh, sweet.
And yeah, she was an Anglophile, which is rare amongst the Scots. But yeah. So, but no, she was very proud of me going to Leeds. She loved it, and yeah, I mean, I love Leeds, so it was good. It's good for me.
It's like a disease as well, and once it grabs hold of you, mate, it's that's that.
I went to that first match, man. I went to that first match against Wolves, and we won. And I was like, holy shit, man! This is something on a level I've never experienced before. But of course, those are the days of the terraces, right? And you know, remember what Jack from Legend said about governor, right? When you talk about people who are governors, people who were born in the '60s but stood in the terraces in the '80s. That's me. So I stood in the terraces in the '80s.
Here's the real
and you know, we fucked some people up, man.
If you went to university in like Southampton, would you have found Leeds, or would you have just been a Southampton fan?
I don't know about that. That's a good question, Chris, because I mean, I knew about Leeds. I mean, one of the reasons I went to Leeds was because I knew about the football club. Okay. So for me, I think that because I'd seen them, you know, well, this goes back. We talk about the wild world of sports and everything else, but I mean, I'd seen them play in the FA Cup finals. So I knew about Leeds. Okay. I knew who they were. I knew that they wore white uniforms. And I knew that, you know, so when I went there, I mean, I knew, you know, Live at Leeds by the Who. I knew Leeds, the football club. Yeah. And I knew the Yorkshire Ripper. I mean, those are the three things I knew about Leeds. And
let's shit on Byron Munich.
But anyway, but I lived on Otley Road. You know, I lived in Headingley. You know, went to watch cricket matches, and you know, I mean, I did it all, man. I mean, I absorbed everything I could from the whole experience, and I still go back, and I love it, man. I went back in last March, and you know, it's great.
So we're putting together a trip, Terry, for next season, where we're all going to go over there and do a bunch of remote shows out in Leeds. And I'm starting to think, you know, because I don't know the geography. Now I'm starting to know. I didn't realize how close to Manchester you actually were.
Yeah.
So we should go.
The Pennines, man.
So we're gonna go. We're gonna do a bunch of shows all over when we go over. So when
I go to Manchester,
you come over, I'll get
me
and all the boys will come up and see you boys.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, if we do, whenever we do get over there, it'll be because it's open back up. So we'll all be able to hang out and we'd like to do a show from Ellen Road, like from right on the stoop of Ellen Road. Yo, John.
That's such a cool idea.
Finally,
Yeah, we can do the Billy Bremner statue. It's perfect location.
Terry, we can do the peacock or do like White Locks.
Yeah.
The Turk's head.
Sorry, mate. Say that. It cuts out. Say that again.
We can do the 3 legs. We can do 3 legs. Like that. These, these Leeds pubs, in the city center.
Yeah.
That'd be cool too.
Do a pub crawl, James.
Exactly. Oh, we're doing a pub
run.
We're doing an epic pub crawl.
We'll do a show in a different pub every night.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah.
Because nighttime over there is prime time over here. So
yeah. Man. We're gonna kill it.
Yeah. It'll be great. So we'll start fundraising for that in the future.
That's right,
James.
Everybody, if you want to see us come to Leeds in our Patreon account.
I do not want to see Mark. I don't want to see Mark go to Leeds. Please.
He's going with us.
You know what?
He's going with us.
James, next week you want to see me there. Tonight you don't want to see me there. But
listen.
You do.
But James, Chris mentioned something, and I think it'll be fun for everybody to hear your thoughts on Bayern Munich.
I hate those fucking cheating bastards. They can fucking go to hell, man. Don't even get me started on Bayern Munich, mate. I will fucking go ape shit if I gotta talk about that. They made me angrier than the fucking, almost as angry as the scum. Not quite, but close.
Maybe that's what binds Leeds and Dortmund together.
Yeah,
that's true.
Exactly.
So in 2000,
fucking cunts, man. Fuck them.
So I want to say 2013 or 2014, there was a Bayern Munich Man United Champions League tie. And I didn't quite root for Man United, but I will be honest, it was the first time that I ever thought I'm not actively rooting against them this time.
No. I'm hoping at that point, John, I'm hoping for a vortex to open up in the middle of the pitch and suck all those motherfuckers down into it.
Yeah.
And end our misery, mate. End our fucking misery.
My German team is St. Paul.
Man.
St. Paul is a proper northern.
All right.
Yeah, Beckenbauer is a fucking prick, man. Fuck that guy. Anybody who
scumbag, mate.
Franz Beckenbauer, one of the greatest football players ever. I will strangle them.
All right, so I got a question here. Let me ask a question here. The 6 of us on screen, are we all agreeing that Man City is going to win the league?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They shouldn't even play the rest of the season.
Yeah.
No.
So we all can agree upon that. And
I'm not agreeing. I'm not agreeing.
Paul said Leicester, but I think it's broken. I think it's broken. So
why? The 8-ball said Leicester City's going to win.
Fuck
that.
I'm going with the 8-ball.
I don't think.
I'll root for that.
Put $10 on it. Put a $10 bet on it. You'll make some money if it happens. If not, it's only $10.
I'll put $10 that says Leicester doesn't win.
Nah, nobody's gonna take that bet.
My question
That's
is
a stupid fucking bet.
So we've all kind of agreed Man City is going to win the league. Who are the next 3 teams? Who are the next 3 teams?
Leeds.
Leeds.
I hate.
I'm just trying not to get a red card at this point.
I do think Storm will get some.
How far does West Ham go? Does Chelsea have a chance?
They've gone as far as they'll go.
I mean, come on, give me some thoughts. What do we?
I think
West Ham.
I think the Bin Dippers are still
Ham
staying in the top 5.
Too many people.
I think Chelscom may get into the top 5 because of the change in managers.
Yep.
Because Fat Frank was such a fucking disaster.
Mark asked top 3 though. Top 3.
Okay, top 4.
Top 4.
Top 4. Top 3. I'm going Man City. We're going Man City, Chelscom, and Liverpool.
I'm rooting. So of all those big teams, I kind of think I prefer Liverpool the most. And so because of that, I'm going to be optimistic and say I think Liverpool can get third. But I'm actually quite afraid that Chelsea gets third. I think it's going to be City. If I had to bet on it, I'd go City, United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester. And I know Leicester fifth is controversial, but
My whole thing is there's a lot of people loving Chelsea right now, and
They've had easy games.
You can just see how good they are. Lampard was holding them back.
Hold on. While I love what I'm gonna misprint Tuchel.
We know. We played some Kaiser Chiefs.
Tuchel has turned the team around, but during the time that they've turned things around, they have played nobody.
Well, even when they were winning,
they have yet to have a quality win during Tuchel's time.
Mr. Tom,
I'm not really sure about that.
No.
Tom agrees Leicester fifth, though. I felt
the scum. No.
I'll tell you who I think top three: Man City, Liverpool, Leicester.
Good man. Yes.
Oh. See, I don't think Liverpool is going to be that high up the charts.
If they are, they'll be third, and Leicester will be above them. The scum and Chelsea can fuck off. I'm not saying they're in the top three.
Exactly. Thank you, Terry.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, because clearly Leicester City's going to win. City's coming second, and then it's Arsenal. Like, who else? Like, what are you guys talking about?
Can you even mathematically make the top three even now?
This show isn't about math, Terry.
All right.
This ain't about math, Terry. Oh, shit.
Lolo, put it this way. You'll get battered by City tomorrow. We'll beat Southampton on Tuesday, and then you're not even in the top half anymore.
Oh, listen.
Terry. What's going to happen to Arsenal, as you said the other day? They're going to get their pants pulled.
My words, 4-0 Man City.
That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
John,
blowing that bitch out the water.
Oh my God.
That's incredible graphics.
Number one, it's Man City.
Those graphics. Amazing.
City's going to win the league by 20 points. That's just happening. Two, I don't want to piss people off here, but Bruno Fernandes is the best player in the league this year. Man United.
At what?
Fuck off.
Who?
At fucking being
Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is a pile of shit, man. He scores all of his goals from penalties.
No, he's not. He's not.
You know what?
Fernandes, I would.
Come on, don't be ridiculous. You would take him in your team in a minute.
I would.
No, he's an ugly fucking Freddie Mercury lookalike prick. He's got to go.
I don't give a shit.
Thank you. And no one wants a Freddie Mercury lookalike prick on their fucking team.
I do.
And the thing is, as well, I won't ever call him by his name. His name's Hernandez.
I'll fucking take Hernandez.
Wait, Bruno Fernandes looks like Freddie Mercury?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
I would take Freddie Mercury on my team.
Once he was ill.
I think 3 is Chelsea, and 4 is I think Leicester is going to edge out Liverpool, which is going to break my heart because we're going to be in the Europa League, and I'm going to die on Thursday nights.
I want love to West Ham. I think West Ham is going to be in there somewhere.
Let me say this.
And Lolo, I can't hear you.
I cracked the egg on Tottenham.
I don't think Rice and Souček is probably my favorite midfield. If I'd have to not keep the lead,
they're pretty fantastic right now.
Everyone should be recruiting the Czech Republic after Souček and Kufal. Like, what a fucking coup!
Get Jaromir Jagr in there,
man. Chris, you heard how that happened, right? Souček told David Moyes, you need to go get Soufal. And he's like, who the fuck is that? And he's like, go get him. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so they trusted Souček to bring him on, and he's been like, you probably heard of him because you watch every fucking football match in the world.
I didn't know those guys.
No, Chris will be like, we're texting on the WhatsApp, and we're like, oh,
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes penalty, and he's like, oh, you should be watching. You should be watching the West African divisional playoffs of the under 14s. This kid is great. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? And then like you hear a story about somebody. It's anyway. Chris watches all those crazy matches.
Jesus. I don't know why. I
That's
don't know why. I don't know why. Just watch the matches involving your club, man. I mean, who cares about everything else? I mean, I understand like you and Mark because you're hosting the show, but
Premier League's not even my favorite
I don't give
league.
a fuck about anybody else, man. I mean, why do you care about what other clubs do? I mean,
James,
fuck 'em.
how many albums or CDs do you own?
I own like
One.
hundreds of vinyl.
Just
Yes,
one.
here. You know why? Because I like different things. because I want to watch the Spanish league because it's better than the
I
Premier
like
League.
different things. I like different
Don't
things.
say
too,
no,
but
that's
when
not
it comes
fair.
to
The Spanish
when it comes
league is
to the
not
club
fair.
rights,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, fuck them. Fuck
Top
everybody
to
else,
bottom?
man. They're the enemy.
Top to bottom.
They are the enemy. The enemy. I mean, just think about it. I mean, they are the clubs that are. I don't know. I mean, they're. You gotta fucking hate them, man. You gotta fucking hate them.
Wait, Chris, can I ask what teams in other leagues do you support? So you got Liverpool, England. Can you go around the map?
In Italy, I really like Atalanta.
Okay. I like that.
I don't watch a lot of Germany, but like the team I have watched, although I'm really pissed, is Mönchengladbach because their manager decided he's going to go to Dortmund while he's competing with Dortmund to get into the Champions League and is in the Champions League. Spain, I just watch a lot of Spain, like. So no one that I follow, but I'll watch Messi every week because it's like watching art, like it's unbelievable. So that's kind of
Who is that? Who's that?
I want to watch. I want to watch every Messi game between now and his retirement.
I've never heard of him.
Yeah.
He's signing for us next year, James. Don't worry about it,
I
mate.
think he plays for
He's
Charlotte.
left-footed and he's got connections to Newell's old boys. Man, he's perfect for Leeds.
There you go. Yeah. I have to research him. I have to research, and because my research is not very good.
Yeah.
Let me know, James. I'll put him on my fantasy league.
yeah.
I
Please
like,
do that.
I like Lille in France.
Oh, okay. So yeah, James, I started doing what Chris did just because growing up, I mean, Leeds won literally League One for a few years when I started following Leeds, so I needed to have some distractions across the map.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, John, you didn't.
How do you
have
even
to
watch
do that.
someone in League One?
No.
I gotta say, the Turkish league is quite fun to watch.
For fuck's
Oh.
sake.
Just to
You were the
Yeah,
guy.
root for like Besiktas, Fenerbahce, like whoever's playing.
No.
You're,
Good for you.
I
You
like
can watch those.
look. I mean, Galatasaray are a bunch of fucking murderers.
Oh,
man.
literally root
You gotta
against
hate
them
them.
every week. Like who gives a
You guys had Don Revy as a coach. He's basically dictating people to murder other people on the field. Come on.
Oh, come on.
That's
Oh
not
my
fair at
God.
all. We
Where's
played
the red
aggressive
card for that?
football.
Where's the red card?
Hand in all
Where's the
your
red
medals
card?
because they were earned cheating. Come on.
Oh my God.
Yellow. Do we have a yellow card to give this guy right now? These are
That should
terrible
be a
picks.
straight red.
Where's
He
the
should
red
be
card?
omitted from
I
the
mean,
screen.
I'm
Where's the
embarrassed.
red
I wouldn't
card?
say I'm
John,
the
where
top
are you?
manager, but I'm in the top one. Come on.
Down Revy's a legend.
Director, can we get a red card?
You guys should have maybe kept Clough for a little bit
I think
longer.
Can we get a red
uh,
card
I-
for Chris,
I think we
please?
need to look at
for
VAR
Mark.
and
Ryan Clough. Come on.
Oh my God.
You saw so this is what happened. You saw the movie Dirty Leeds, and so you overvalued that as like actual history. Is that what's happened?
No,
Who did?
I watched the movie after I got into the sport, but
Okay.
I knew it was also when they won the Champions League was not the same Champions League, right? Like it was obviously competitive, but
Tom
It
still
was. It
being
just had a different name.
no, but you didn't have the top four get in. You only had the top team from each league get in.
Made it
Goal.
the Champions League. Not what it is now. Now it's
You
just
cannot,
anyone.
you cannot say that we weren't robbed in 1975, man.
I'm not saying
that
they're
was
right. I'm just saying the league.
robbing,
The Champions League is more competitive now than it was
oh
40
my
years ago.
God. I mean, AC Milan and fucking Thessalonica, that was a fucking joke. And then fucking Bayern Munich and goddamn Paris, that was a fucking joke. I mean, every year it seemed like we were getting fucked. And the fact that we played a FA Cup final against Arsenal in '72, and the next they wanted us to play the next couple of days against fucking
2 days later, yeah.
Might have been Wolverhampton, and it was and we ended up.
You watch your mouth.
We should have won that. We should have won the league title that year.
That's Robert Plant's team. You watch your mouth.
Hey, the fucking. I mean, I'm telling you, man.
The Robert Plant's team. There you go.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Is that right now? The Chelsea replay and what was it?
Brilliant statue,
or whatever.
Terry.
Those motherfuckers, man. I'm telling you, fucking Chelsea. I fucking hate them. I'm burning some shit.
Gotta have the Led Zepp tattoo, Mark.
I am burning some shit down tonight.
Okay, let me ask this question.
Dude, don't poke the fucking.
Where's the Bangor floor tattoo?
He flipped sideways somehow.
So
Don't poke the
following
bear.
question might expose my ignorance, but as someone who's been following now for 15 years or so, I am really starting to hate Chelsea more than Manchester United. Is this an opinion that I should be forbidden to have? Because it seems like conventional wisdom is United the number one hated team. But Chelsea seems more like scummy to the core. Just like everything about Chelsea just like strikes me as antithetical to what I am as a Leeds fan, as a human being. So why should I hate Man United more, I guess is my question.
Well, to be totally honest with you, John, I'm sort of down the same line as you. I think Frank Lampard going there as well sort of enhanced my hatred towards that club. But it's different for me as well because growing up in London, I know so many Chelsea fans, obviously, and Man United as well because every London is a Man United fan. But yeah, I've got so many Chelsea fans as mates as well, so I've got even more of a hatred to them because I've been so used to getting stick from them as well. But to be honest, they're very much on a par with Man United for me.
Thank you.
It's hard for me to split them.
What about, like, I guess maybe because they weren't a rival, but when I think about City, they're like a combination of United and Chelsea in terms of like what that club is for like the last 10 years is feels very unauthentic.
It's very plastic, right?
It's plastic. City mean nothing to me. I've got no hatred towards City.
Yeah. But then I would have thought maybe just because of like the region that they're in, you may have come across them a lot more, but I don't know.
In a way, I've got a little bit of a soft spot for City because they share my hatred for Man United. So I've always
that's why I fuck
liked
with Liverpool.
City.
That's why I've always fucked with Liverpool because they're rivals with the United. Like why? I don't have no beef with Liverpool.
Huh? I've spent my life in every Manchester derby going crazy for Man City to win. So I've got a bit of a soft spot for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Villa, I mean, I got to say, Villa, of every team in the world, Real Madrid, I hate Munich, all the Juventus. I think I hate Villa right now, this moment, 2021. I hate Villa more than every one of those teams.
Yeah, Villa are dickheads, mate. They're a team full of fucking cheats. It says it all when
this coaching staff is like so perfect. It's so perfect.
That says it all. When John Terry's teaching people, that says enough for me.
Yeah.
That guy's rotten to the core, mate.
Mark, we got nothing but love for y'all. Here on it.
Like, who do you have like irrational hate for? Like, I have teams that I don't know why.
Millwall's rational. Never mind.
Yeah,
fuck Millwall.
Like, I don't know why I hate Spurs, but I hate Spurs. I'm not an Arsenal fan. It's something at my core doesn't like. I love Kane. I love Son. I wish they
but
run
it's
Liverpool
something about him. It's just something about the club.
Well, I know why you hate them. It's more than something.
It's a good. I like the irrational hatred question, though. It's a good question.
I would say, who do I have an irrational hatred towards?
To be fair, I don't really like anyone. Other than
Yeah.
Leeds, to be honest with you, I don't really like any fucking club.
Is there any team, Terry, that you have a somewhat soft spot for? Like, okay, they're the team that you said City already. Okay.
Who's culturally
Well, no,
similar?
I'm not really, but I quite like the fact that City are now the big deal in Manchester. I get a kick out of that. But the soft spot for me is only AFC Wimbledon, but that's because I've grown up in Wimbledon.
Cool.
So
And their story is incredible too.
I've got a soft spot for them.
You don't like MK Dons?
No, do I fuck? And they're not MK Dons; they're just Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
The Dons is nothing to do with that club anymore. It's Wimbledon. That's where the word Dons comes from. It's nothing to do with Milton Keynes.
Having grown up in the suburbs of New York, I gotta say I identify with hating Milton Keynes because I feel like Milton is kind of like Westchester County. It's like the New York to London same parallel. So yeah, shout out AFC Wimbledon.
I just think how Wimbledon was lifted out is the scummiest thing.
Yeah, that's a crazy.
Incredible story.
Explain that story for me.
I don't know
All
enough
you
about
guys.
it because it happens so much in the U.S. with like
Yeah,
the
I know, 'cause-
Browns going to Baltimore, which lost their team to Indianapolis. I mean, you might know a lot more, but I just know that's one of the first cases of a team being almost relocated.
Yeah,
It's the first. It never happens in England. The teams are location based. Like in the States, I understand that it's sort of like the Raiders, for example, are the Raiders, and they can move. It's not sort of, they're not. Yeah, but do you know what I mean? They're not sort of like the teams. Like for example, Leeds. We're called Leeds. We're not called Leeds Peacocks. And then if they relocate them, they're called something else Peacock. We're Leeds. You can't just. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm going to buy Leeds and move them to fucking Bristol.
That's going for you, lad, because you're owned by the 49ers now.
Yeah. But
to be fair, though, the vast majority
soon to be overowned.
But that's where you get like the
not gonna
LA
happen.
Lakers. The LA Lakers. There's no lakes in LA.
But they're in Minneapolis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Dodgers called the Dodgers because of dodging the subway. Because
in Brooklyn,
the time there were like spots where you were to literally dodge the train.
I like the Raiders have been in Oakland, LA, and now Las Vegas.
Yeah,
and they were in Oakland twice.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't make
what
you
happened
just
anyway
like,
with
oh,
Wimbledon was a guy called Pete Winkleman bought the club because they was in financial trouble, and he had this crazy business idea to up sticks and relocate to Milton Keynes, which didn't have a club. They're very much sort of just a town city with no real football ties. So he purchased an area of land to build a new stadium on, which, to be fair, the stadium is lovely. And then he decided that he was going to rebrand the team and change the name from Wimbledon to MK Dons and up sticks and move to Milton Keynes. And it did not go down well at all. It's just not the done thing to do over here. And basically all Wimbledon fans said, well, if you do that, you can fuck off. We ain't supporting your club. And he went, well, I'm going to do it anyway. So they went, okay, bye. And they decided to start their own club, the supporters, and they named it AFC Wimbledon. And they started from amateur football, and they worked their way back up. They basically started in a park, Wimbledon Park, doing trials for local people to sort of go and do tryouts to play for the club, and they started in amateur football, and they broke some crazy record where they basically, there's so many tiers in English football. I think they had to get up 11 or 12 tiers in order to get back into professional football, and they done it in the space of I think 14 or 15 years.
Yeah, I know they had like 8 years in a row. They had like 8 promotion seasons in a row.
I want to respond to Mr. Tom because he was talking about a team's history is up for sale. There have actually been teams that. So when Cleveland moved to Baltimore, the Cleveland Browns became the Baltimore Ravens. The Cleveland Browns were reestablished, and they actually paid to have their history. Like Cleveland Browns owned the historical rights to the previous iteration of the Cleveland Browns. So if they want to sell a jersey of Jim Brown or basically tell the history of their club, because it's,
because they technically aren't the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. This doesn't need to be an American football show, but when the NFL was started, there's like 12 teams and 8 of them were in the state of Ohio. I'm from Michigan. I hate Ohio, but I think it's fascinating that like 2/3 of the teams were in Ohio. So like to take a team from like the biggest city in Ohio was, I just remember like it happened overnight. It's like 1995, and it was, I guess it happened in other sports as well, obviously with the Dodgers in the 50s or 60s, but it was flabbergasting that someone could just do that. And now it happens fucking all the time in the US and in Canada. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't say all the time. It's really relatively rare.
Move from, the coldest parts of Canada to the hottest parts of the US.
It does, but it's not like it happens every year. I mean, it's still in each sport. It probably happens like once a decade.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, it's not like all the time.
But I mean, just in the NFL,
the history of the clubs, like with Wimbledon, when they become AFC Wimbledon, bringing it full circle actually, Lolo, back to Vinnie Jones. He was a Wimbledon player and a Wimbledon legend. Mm-hmm. Any trophies or medals that these players from them eras, I know the FA Cup medals, a few of the players that played for Wimbledon donated their medals to AFC Wimbledon, so they had them in their trophy cabinet when they restarted. Because they didn't technically have the rights to have all them stuff, but yeah, a lot of the players from them eras donated all of their memorabilia and their trophies and everything to AFC Wimbledon.
That's crazy.
Are they League One or League Two now?
They're in League One now.
Okay, so check this out. So
they're
we
actually
keep
above MK Dons, which is hilarious.
That's awesome.
So I've told you guys before, and we're kind of talking about it here. But like, I would love if the NFL, American sports, could take something from the Premier League or football in general. In most of the leagues, I would like them to take relegation and promotion.
Amen.
So let me ask you guys.
In the States with NFL.
No.
Right.
Even in the MLS, even in your football.
Yeah, even in football.
Have that. And there we actually do have tiers where there are lower league teams that will win their league and then have to play in that league again, which I think is
so you get nothing.
How does that work? That's wrong.
Yeah, you get nothing from it.
Actually,
so
we only have one league. It's not like we have a tiered league where teams can go down or up.
Then create it. Then you know what? The NFL is actually only 16 teams.
It will never happen. I'll tell you why it won't happen in the NFL is because college football is better than professional football.
But listen, Chris.
Bullshit, Chris.
Getting a refill, guys. 1 sec.
Bullshit.
Yeah. No. But you're totally right. There are better college teams than some of the NFL teams.
No, I'm saying
and some.
Yeah,
but no, I don't.
But listen,
no, the NFL team would still win.
Okay, we're going the wrong way with where I wanted to go with it. So, I would like you guys to think of the reversal. So, if you could take one aspect of American sports, a rule, something, and give it to the Premier League, what would it be?
I have it. NFL. Okay. NFL has revenue sharing throughout the professional NFL, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm a Pats fan. Go Pats! The New England Patriots. Yeah, bring it. We love it. It's like Leeds. We love it. It. So the Patriots were the most profitable team for 4 years in a row at one point. All that revenue got shared without the league. I heard someone mention Jackman before, so as a socialist, I do love that. I think it would be awesome if Man United's revenue was shared with Plymouth Argyle. That would be fucking beautiful.
Yeah,
so cool. They do. They share the TV money though equally.
Only among the Premier League though. I'm saying I want that to trickle down, baby. I want that trickle down. Let's get that offer curve in this bitch.
Mark.
What I would like to see the Premier League borrow from the NFL is salary cap, and I think it would kind of even out the playing field. Hey, you know what? I don't care, but it would level the playing field. So there's the top six, and they can play. Put out all their money. I think a salary cap in the Premier League would be something that could be very, very, very well for. I'm drunk.
A salary cap. No,
the reason why I don't.
That's what I'm saying. Salary cap.
The reason why I don't think either of those, you can't do those in a vacuum because English football doesn't exist in a vacuum, right? Like there's Spain, there's Italy, there's France, there's Germany. Unless you have everyone doing it, basically England will not be competitive in the Champions League. Yeah. Winning the Champions League, I know I'm going to get disagreement with a bunch of people here. Winning the Champions League is the best, in my mind, the best trophy in all of professional sports.
You've convinced me. You're totally right about that. That's all.
I do agree with Mr. Tom that I prefer the review process in the NFL to VAR right now.
So why is it that the official that does VAR is just always wrong? Like, I feel like the concept of VAR isn't the issue. It's just the fact that the people they have doing it always suck. Why can't they be good? I think the concept of reviewing makes a lot of sense, but they're just always wrong with the review.
You have to adapt the rules. So what's the intent of the offsides rule? The intent of the offsides rule is to prevent people from cherry picking, right?
Yes.
The intent, right? So you create a rule that is meant for the naked eye, and then all of a sudden that rule doesn't work anymore once you bring in the technology that's in place.
Because it's about an advantage. We were talking about this earlier.
The thing is, like a millimeter is not an advantage. You almost have to build in buffer into VAR to make it less precise. Whether
exactly.
I'm not saying make offsides like the daylight rule, but
I think they should do that.
I'd be fine with it. Like, who doesn't love goals?
You can't argue it then. You can't argue with it. If it's daylight and then they check and there's no gap between them, there's no argument.
That's what I think. I think you need to give the referees back their cojones to make the call. But the play continues. Like, let the play continue for just that amount, the same amount as if they didn't do it. And then they go back and check it. And if it's within a certain amount, like if it's within 6 inches, then they go with the call on the field.
Yeah.
Like, is it enough to overturn?
And the thing is, you're going to slow down. You're going to use VAR less in a daylight rule than you are with the current start. Like, I fucking hate that they can't celebrate goals basically right now.
Yeah.
Or the amount of stoppages.
Yeah.
And that's the NFL. I mean, the NFL too. Like, there's a dynamic where if you're on defense and you get an incomplete pass, you can't feel good about it. You have to wait. Is there a penalty? Is there a penalty? Is there a penalty? Then you feel good about it.
Yeah.
And I feel that's happening with this football, and it's a tragedy.
I also feel like England is doing worse at VAR than other countries are. Like, Italy had hiccups the first year, but it seemed like fewer and far between.
Because our referees are fucking terrible. But one of our guys actually,
mad.
One of our guys on our podcast, I think it was Greg actually, made the point. I tell a lie. It was Matty Boyle, who's one of our Arsenal fans on our podcast. He made the point of we try and market the Premier League as the greatest league in the world, and we've got try and get all the best players from all over the planet, from all different countries. Why do we not do the same with officials? Why do we not go and headhunt the best officials from all over Europe and the world?
I think us as fans assume that they have been doing that. So we assume that the officials are the best, and they just keep proving us wrong. And it's like,
but there's so much. To be fair, they are better in the Premier League than the Championship. We were dealing with some.
Yeah,
Terry will tell you. We were dealing with dire officiating over the last decade.
Yeah.
And I think it's been actually
a lot of the problem with our officials in the Championship were we were getting the referees that were being sent down from the Premier League for fucking up in the Premier League. It's true. They were being relegated
Also,
to the
the league
Championship
had
for a
an
week or
agenda
two,
to
and they
keep
put
us-
them on the Leeds game because we were the biggest game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, the Football League did. I mean, I'm not trying to be conspiratorial, but the Football League wanted to keep us in the Football League, without a doubt.
100%.
So there was an agenda to hurt us the whole. Like in the Premier League, there isn't the same agenda to fuck Leeds over, which is kind of amazing because I'm so used to the league hating us at every
Fuck
single
off to the
turn.
Football League, yeah.
Okay, so my turn. The thing that I would like to carry over from an American sport to the Premier League, our director put up on the screen, and I agree. It's from hockey, and it's fighting. I think here's the thing. If Thomas Suchek accidentally does this and hits Mitrovic in the face and gets a red card for it, it shouldn't be a red card. Mitrovic falls down and is offended. Oh, you're offended? Okay, duke it out. One of you's getting a red card. And whoever wins gets to stay. The other guy fucks off.
Lolo, it's pretty much how it used to be in the 70s, mate. I don't know if you've ever seen the Charity Shield game between Leeds and Liverpool, where Johnny Giles basically was getting grabbed from behind by Kevin Keegan, and he turned and just gave him a left hook and put him on his ass. And he didn't even get sent off.
Keegan was a shit England manager, by the way. So
I think if you slide tackle, a nasty slide tackle, instead of rolling on the ground, yeah, I know it hurts, but you're probably more pissed off than the pain. So if nasty slide tackle, you know it's a foul, you should be allowed to get up and slide tackle them back or hit them back, and then we call it good. Like, no yellow card. He got you back. We're even. Let's keep playing.
I like this because maybe like Firmino could go cleats first on fucking Jordan Pickford.
On Jordan Pickford.
Ending their season.
And he was offside, so it doesn't count. So.
Pickford, by the way, Pickford has to be the luckiest person. How is he still a starting keeper? Olsen is so much better. Olsen is miles better than Pickford.
Pickford should move to like defensive midfield because I think he'd be the best long passer in the Premier League.
Fair enough. Like Calvin Phillips, fuck it.
Well, you say that. That's one of the things that annoys me with him, Chris.
Huh?
Is he seems to have fell in love with his left foot. He seems to think that his distribution is so good, and he tries to hit all these worldy passes. 9 times out of 10, they go to the opposition or out of play.
Yeah,
definitely.
He's a fucking dreadful player.
Hey guys, Mr. Tom
is pretty bad. I agree.
Mr. Tom gave a good suggestion. Imagine if draws were eliminated.
No,
Sorry,
I like draws for sure.
I know,
That's
but
so
just
American.
Okay. So
but we're talking about what if you took an American thing. So what if draws were eliminated?
You need the nuance of a draw, especially in a sport like football that's so complex and it's so hard to score.
You have to.
Eliminating the draw would be a disaster, honestly.
Yeah. Well, they would just have to play longer. You'd have to go to overtime.
I've agreed with all of your takes thus far.
I mean, that was the whole point of moving from 2 points to 3 points from a win, is to kind of encourage going all out. Like, I don't mind. I like things that encourage offense. So the more goals, the less likely you're going to have a draw. So I like the daylight rule. I like no keepers. I'm kidding.
Keepers can't use their hands. Ban the handball.
For me, I think if you eliminate the draw, you eliminate the point, and that keeps your team in there. I don't know.
What if a draw was 0 points to both teams?
Talking like a true Wolves fan who holds on for the draw half their games.
We wanted.
I think the draw would be detrimental to the game because if you take into account newly promoted sides, we don't count because we're better than that anyway. But newly promoted sides and teams that are in the bottom half and struggling, what hope have they got going into a game against Man City if you're telling them you've got to win? Like some of these, the best they can hope for is shut up shop and try and hold out for a 0-0 or a draw. Or whatever. If you're telling them that you get nothing or you win, kill it.
How about we eliminate the League Cup? What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Agreed.
Only top 5 country, top
Have
5
all the fucking hard play you want.
2 competitions now.
When
France.
is the last time Leeds have won a cup? I feel like we've lost like 8 years in a row of cup games. Am I bugging? Like, when is the last time we've won a cup game?
Yeah, we very rarely win a cup game, mate.
It was like Man United 2010.
Yeah, that was a good one though.
No.
So Mark, why are you a fucking Wolves fan? That's so random. Why do you like Wolves?
Well, I got to tell you, the reason why I'm a Wolves fan
Is it because you're a Timberwolves fan?
No. I'll tell you the stories here. Oh, Jesus, fuck. Now I've got the fucking red card, so I got to plug in my computer.
It's going to be a long one here, guys.
Lolo, your graphics game is so on point.
Mark's Portuguese. So no
All right,
Thanks, man.
Hold on. No, I'm not.
Portuguese.
No, I'm not.
Mark's agent, George Mendes.
The poor Wolves.
Give me a break. So here's the deal. Here's the reason why. So
the reason why.
Why the reason why. So when I was invited onto the show, I did not give 2 shits about Premier League. I wanted to get into soccer.
That's a fucking.
But no. Let me finish here. So I'm brought on to the show. I know fuck all about Premier League, and I'm told that I'm gonna be on the show, but I have to pick a team, and I look at it's like I don't want to pick a top 6. I don't want to talk Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester, Man U, Man City, whatever.
Want to pick a top 16?
Oh, go piss off. But
It was a good dig.
Point. And Anisha and Nick were like, "Whoa, you should be Crystal Palace," and I'm like, "Why the fuck do I want to be Crystal Palace for?" And I don't know why, but Wolves just kind of spoke to me. Wrong opinion. Fuck off. This is my story. This is my story, Mr. Director. It's a true story.
True story.
I have no idea why I picked the Wolves, but I did.
Fair enough.
And really seriously, it's like I wanted to pick somebody outside the top 6, and I didn't want to fall into that, oh yeah, you're just picking them because that's the fashionable pick. At the time, I think obviously Liverpool was tops, and I think Leicester was 2, maybe City was 3.
No, it was. I thought it was
whatever it was.
I thought Wolves.
I didn't want to follow that.
I thought you chose Wolves' first promoted season. That's when you chose them.
No, man.
Yeah.
I chose Liverpool just because.
You didn't choose Liverpool.
Oh my God! Roll the tape. Roll the tape. Our first episode.
You didn't choose Liverpool.
What about you, John?
Roll tape.
Why did you go Leeds fan?
Yeah.
So honestly, a lot of the logic was similar. It was not wanting to pick like a big club. It was but I went like harder with it. I want to be a lower league club. So I read about like a bunch of teams. I was honestly between Leeds and Nottingham Forest. And, I was Leeds.
Hold on.
It was 2008, and at the time, it was the year I first started following Leeds was the year that we lost to Millwall in the playoff, I guess semifinal or final, but semifinal. And that season, like Leeds just had such a cool team. Like Luciano, speaking of Argentina, shout out Luciano Becchio. Richard Naylor was the captain, like Paddy Kisborno, Neil Kilkenny. They just had like a lot of really cool players, and they were clearly well deserving to be out of League One at the time. So yeah, it was kind of a random choice. Like, okay, Leeds is going to be the team. And then the next season, they beat Man United and got promoted. So I was like, all right, wait, this is definitely the spot for me.
I see. James, welcome back.
How did you become an Arsenal? How did you become an Arsenal fan?
I was in unfortunately, in a different dimension, my friend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a few minutes. Now I'm back.
Okay, good.
You wouldn't understand. It was good.
That's as much as I need to understand. I want your take right now. We're talking if you could bring a rule or an aspect of an American sport to the Premier League, what would you bring? So somebody said a salary cap. I said hockey fighting. Like, I think if a bad challenge comes in, you should be allowed to fight that guy, and then the yellow card goes to whoever loses. What would you take? What would you do? What would you bring over?
Oh God!
Like somebody said, the being the referee saying to the audience and to everybody what their decision on each thing was. Like, foul this guy. Like that would be interesting.
Yeah,
that's one thing I'd like. I think the referee should be mic'd up.
Yeah.
And I think they should have to do post-match interviews to explain their decisions.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think, James? Or do you not watch American sports either?
I only watch college football. So my thing would be tailgating, like LSU.
Tailgating, yeah.
Like tailgate, they just do it in pubs. It's okay. You're saying,
but that's not tailgating.
Okay, you're saying the physical no, but I disagree with that because then that's just car culture, which is just America's consumerism bullshit. Which we don't.
No, it's not, man. It's basically taking what you can cook, like we do in Louisiana, put it out there for everybody to share.
But the whole idea
of like huge vats of jambalaya, huge vats of gumbo.
That's specific to Louisiana.
In Yorkshire.
Louisiana is so dope. Shout out.
I just like Gravely's fish and chips. Terry.
Gravely's is the fucking greatest. Rafinha likes it too.
Hey, he can't be having too much of that. I'm sure he's on a strict diet. Y'all need him.
He's the type of person Rafinha can
By the way, just sorry, John. Just about Rafinha tonight. How fucking good was his delivery from set pieces? Like, I put a tweet out at the time which said he's got better delivery than the Royal Mail. Which, like, I don't know if that relates to you, but oh my God.
Unfortunately, like the Royal Mail, he didn't deliver.
No, he delivered. He delivered. It was his postman who didn't deliver. No, I think deliver. I tweeted that out something. Excuse me, something similar, being like, "What else does Rafinha have to do? Like, what? How? Time and time again.
Go to a different team. That's what he has to do.
That's a red. That's a straight red.
You gotta hope he's close friends with Bruno because they played at school together. Better hope he doesn't make that move.
Ooh, where?
He wouldn't.
So Rafinha played with Bruno in Sporting Lisbon before he played at Rennes in France. So let's just hope he doesn't make that move.
The great thing, Chris, about our ownership at the moment is they're very tuned in with the support. They wouldn't be that silly to sell a player of ours to Manchester United. It wouldn't happen. Unless they obviously ridiculous offer that no one else would match. Then
I just didn't. Does he have a? Hopefully, he doesn't have a release clause. But
he doesn't. He doesn't.
Stop. Let's not even entertain the concept of him leaving. He's on Leeds. He'll be on Leeds.
He's going nowhere. I don't know if you know the story behind his transfer fee as well. Is like Rennes bought him from Sporting Lisbon for 17 million, and obviously they're in the trouble in France at the moment where the finances are sort of a bit up in the air. They basically had explained to Rafinha that they would never sell him for anything less than 60 million. and he was extremely pissed off by all accounts when they was open to listen to offers of 17 million or more because they just wanted to break even. And he was fuming about it. So he's got it in his head. He's going to be like a player that goes for, if he's going to be sold, he's going to go for huge money as well. Like, so he would be pissed off if we even accepted an offer that was derogatory to him because he wants to be known as someone who's worth 60, 70, 80 million.
Yeah,
He's very much got a lofty height.
I don't want to be the douchebag Liverpool fan here.
If Rafinha is worth 70, what is Adama worth?
Who?
20.
Adama Traore, 40 million.
He hasn't scored in
over
a season.
Rafinha is worth 70, but Adama is worth 40.
Rafinha is better than Adama.
Yeah.
I love
Rafinha is a better player.
My God.
Definitely.
When was the last time Adama Traore scored a goal?
Really? Oh my God. Rafinha's been fucking playing on the team as a starter for like the last 4 weeks.
Dude, it's not
seriously.
I love Adama Traore.
Come on.
It's not even close.
Rafinha is worth more than Traore?
Easy.
You're all pissed. You're all fucking pissed.
No way. Not a chance, man. Not a chance. He's a much better all-around player.
No.
He's a much better all-around player, and he's in better form. He's a much better all-around. Rafinha, he takes the corners, he takes the free kicks, he plays defense, he tracks back, he creates chances, he scores goals. Like, come on. Adama Traore lost Raul Jimenez. He lost a focal point. He lost someone to take players away from him.
Yeah, but
he's done nothing because of it. I mean, he's got 0 goals, 0 assists.
Yeah, but Adama Traore on Spurs,
1 assist, no goals,
would be an incredible player, right? If he's got a focal point at center back, every once in a while he's in the right situations. He can actually be a striker, like they did against City a couple of times, but he's got his end product is nowhere near what Rafinha does. Rafinha could be better than Mohamed Salah. That's how good I think.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Out of your mind.
At his age, Mohamed Salah was nowhere near as good.
I don't buy it, but y'all ain't selling it.
Tell me where Salah. I mean, I love Salah. I like Rafinha as a replacement for him. Like where Rafinha is at. What is he? 23.
I don't know.
24 now.
I think Rafinha is 24.
His ceiling is unbelievably high.
Yeah.
He was great at, like I said, he's great at Sporting. He's great at Rennes. When Rennes is one of the smartest clubs in all of Europe.
No, for fuck's sake.
What?
For fuck's sake.
What are you talking about? Like there were people like Ousmane Dembele came from. They have maybe the best young midfielder in the world. And
I don't know, Chris. I don't watch him.
You got to start watching.
I don't watch him. I mean, apparently, from what I hear,
you can't say, "Oh fuck."
They're one of They're an amazing club.
They're a well-run club in France that either recruits or creates their own talent through their academy. And Rafinha is, I think, has the sky's the limit with that guy.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, like I said before, I mean, France is a recruiting ground, man. It's good.
Yeah.
I mean, because all those clubs are in trouble. They're in trouble because of the television revenues. You know, so let's go grab them while we can.
Yeah. There's a lot of talent over there. I feel like the game is.
Oh yeah, big time.
The game is. I think they're more similar to the Premier League than most of the football in Spain or Italy. I mean, I guess Germany's somewhat.
Yeah, I think Germany's the best league outside the EPL, and then I think France below that.
Best or like closest match?
Closest, yeah, right. So,
I don't know.
The thing about Spain, okay, so Spain. I mean, I know
the Canadian league is pretty fucking good, man.
Toronto Argonauts, baby.
Wait, I'm all about the Montreal whatever
wait.
Montreal club is. It's it's
There's
good.
a Canadian.
I love Montreal because I love Club Super Sex, dude. One of my favorite places of all time. So look, have any of y'all ever been to Montreal? So there's a street there called St. Catherine Street. It's kind of like Bourbon Street, New Orleans. There's a club there called Club Super Sex. Let me tell you something, man. Do not denigrate it. It was amazing. I'm just saying.
I'll have to go there.
As a Leeds fan, as a Leeds supporter, I've been places. I've tried to be nice. At the same time, I've also, enjoyed myself.
Oh, you got the X there.
I know. St. Catherine Street, man, so good.
So what the hell were we talking about? Oh, best league,
Prostitutes. We're talking about prostitutes, Lolo. I'm not ashamed to say that, spent some time in Amsterdam and.
All right. Good night, Robert Dodds. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
Yo, it's like, wait, what time is it? What time is it?
And you know what? I'm not ashamed.
It's like 2:30 in the morning.
So thank you for staying up till 2:30. Like, cheers.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
It's all good, mate. It's all good.
And Terry, it's what, 2:00 in the morning for you as well.
2:40.
Oh, wow, man. Well,
I always stay up late.
I hope there are no born again Christians out there tonight.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I gotta
Born again
say that
Christians, not a good scenario.
Yeah. Yeah. So
the Reaper Bond, man. The Reaper Bond. Really good. And also, like St. Pauli, that's a really good club to watch.
Thank you.
Like the Millen Tour, really fun. I've been there.
Stop
Good
watching
time.
other teams, James.
Pardon me?
Stop watching other teams.
Yeah, man.
I can only watch them if I'm in person, man. If I'm in person, I'll do it. But I'm not going to watch them on telly.
I think my favorite thing about St. Pauli is that no one else would have the balls to wear a brown jersey. Like, you
I
don't
know,
see
right?
brown very often.
Brown and orange.
Yeah.
Brown and orange.
It's terrible.
I feel like James just conceded that Chris was right in the previous argument, that other European leagues are fun to watch.
No, he said in person.
Yeah,
no one goes in
In
person.
person, John. In person, mate. Get your fucking. Oh my god!
All right, guys.
I've reported you.
All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. It's been late. We've like almost gone to 3 hours in this, but I think we're gonna call it a night. I've had a lot of fun with everybody.
I was just getting going.
James, you're just getting going. Well, go over to the private account and you can watch James and I go at it.
And projectile vomit or something.
And projectile vomit. No way. So, Terry, thank you so much for staying up late. Don't forget
Thank
to
you,
go
Terry.
Only Football Fans podcast.
Leeds.
Thank you, John. Thank you, New York Whites. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And before you leave, hit the like button if you didn't do it.
Please, thank you.
We'll be back.
Hampton fans.
We'll be back this weekend.
From New York and
Love y'all.
Philadelphia. We love that you were here.
Good night, everybody.
I know. Good night,
guys.
Peace.
Bye, guys.